What's up? Y'all see me? Going back to the roots with this one. Going back to the roots with this one. What's up? We got what's up, Jay Bird? We going back to the roots with this one. Alrighty. Alright. Let me see. Whatever God damn, let me send it to whoever I can think of, right? Darwin Cyrus is live. Hugs passing on. Thanks. Thanks for the hugs, y'all. Hugs, hug up, hug up. Yeah, it's a loving live. This live is a safe space, full of love. Uh, woo. Hold on one second. I'll take up guests in a second. Hold on. I'll take up guests in a second. The creator lives in us all. Alrighty. Uh, all right. Copy the link. Let me share this to Discord. Let everybody know I'm live. Let everybody know I'm live. What's up, Tyrone? What's good, Tyrone? We in the building. People get to worship whatever they want nowadays, right? This one. Oh, fucking well. They'll live. They'll figure out I'm live anyway. They'll figure out I'm live. Whatever. But man, what's up, good people? Wanted to address the good people. I'm feeling good today. Good, feeling good. Fix your posture, man. Fix my posture. I don't give a fuck if you like my posture right now. How you looking at my paying attention to my posture for? It's bad for your neck. It's advice. It's fine. I appreciate it, right? The mother is the word of God sealed on the lips of all children. Man, sometimes, but nah, it was that's how you get a response out of people faster. Sometimes you just be like, "Ah, fuck," but that's right. Uh, but nah, shout out to you, sunburn, sunburn, sunburn away. I don't know. It was equal. It doesn't matter what you think right now, Tyrone. Honestly, uh, I got propaganda to push. I got an agenda to push. All right, as you would say, I'm speaking propaganda, right? I got an agenda to push. Not even propaganda. It's not even propaganda. That's the wrong word. I got an agenda to push. Yeah, keep your goddamn Abraham and religious babble, whatever babble. God is a man babble. Like, keep that shit on another live. This ain't the live for you. Keep that passport bro shit to another live. This ain't the live for you. Save yourself black men shit. Keep that to another live. This ain't the live for you. Without that red pill shit, this ain't the live for you. Hey, I'm black in it. Hey, yo, I'm black in it. What's up, Dell? All natives is black. The creator speaks to us through consciousness. Always steers us in the right direction. When I shall ask people, what is the etymology of God? Answer: no, she is not. What is the song Black Barefoot going? Let's hear that. Etymology of God is something that you call on. Comes from Sanskrit or some shit, right? I think that's what it's how it's pronounced, right? So the etymology of God is something that you call on. And guess who I'm gonna call on? And there's plenty of my women I'm gonna call on if I need some. But and guess who we gonna call on? That's who we be. Facts. Y'all be niggas be calling on grandma and shit. Like what? A people without roots could never be God. You came here trolling. Probably pay even me no mind. Right. But yeah, who y'all be calling on? I know we be naming ancestors. Can I share my language and your whole is debunked, buddy? Yo, statement is debunked, buddy. Can you share language and culture with us? For what? I'm just trying to enjoy my life. I'm just trying to I'm just trying to enjoy my life. Hope to get some mods coming through. So Chanel. It muted my voice. I'm not speaking. If I go mute, I'm not speaking. Y'all know how it goes. I don't really usually just yap on for long periods of time anyway. So y'all know me. Y'all know how the lives go. I don't usually just yap on for long periods of time. But I might yap this live stream. This might be another yap session. So get your popcorn, get your tickets, get your tickets. This might just be a yap session, and I might have some of our women come on the panel. I don't want it. I don't. Mm-mm. But right now, it's just me. Right now. What's a nice drop some flowers. Drop some flowers for the ladies in the chat, y'all. Drop some flowers for our women. Honor our women. Drop some flowers in the chat, y'all. Yeah, we gonna worship our women in this live today. Tonight. We gonna worship our women in this live tonight. Uh, oh, worship. You're worshiping. What's the etymology of worship? To deem something as worthy, honorable, and they are worthy. They are honorable. GAY. You call me that, but you probably worship a man. And how ironic. How ironic. Call me Jay. Oh, you're pandering. Like if I was going to pander, right? Why wouldn't I pander to my women? Who else am I pander to? Who else am I pander to? Who else should I pander to? When I think about the Black History Hebrew Israelites, I don't think about them. You want to be honest? That's my thoughts. I don't think about them. Ouch. What's up, Earth? Hey, what's up, Creole girl? But yeah, like, oh, this is pandering. You're pandering to black women. Who else am I pandering to? Uh, if you're gonna pander to some people, shit, why not pander to ourselves? If you're gonna pander to some people, exactly. I don't know the etymology of pander off rip right now, but I would have said it. If we was gonna pander to some people, why not pander to ourselves? If you're gonna pander, like, yeah, this ain't the lie for that passport, bro. Shit. This ain't the lie for that. Save yourself shit. This ain't the lie for that. Cause I actually didn't. I made a fun of a lot of niggas on Twitter over these type of talking points, this type of shit. I dominated a fucking space over this type of topic. Trolled the fuck out of some people as well. Shout out to T Roy. Shout out to Solon. What's his name? FBA Trey. Shout out to him too. Probably great topic. What's up, Chocolate Sun Goddess? I'm a woman. What's up? I know you're a woman, CO. I'm a woman. Gotcha. No comment. Well, I probably even see what you've even commented. It's obviously not that important. It's obviously not that important if I didn't see it. No, I didn't. I have no. I don't even know who you are, Johnny B. I would have said. I would have acknowledged it if I saw it, probably. And if I did see, I probably forgot already. That's how unimportant you are. I don't know why y'all commented to my lives when it's just me. It's like y'all important because I'm remind y'all that y'all aren't. And let y'all like being reminded that you aren't that important as you think you are. And so be it. That must be a type of kink you have, right? We don't kink shame over here unless it's weird. And we know, oh, brother, let me shut up. Let me shut up. Drop some fruits in the chat, y'all. Yeah, I was about to say something. Yeah, I stopped myself in the tracks. God like the yep, the creator of the universe, yep. Mhm. Since you asked me, yep. Yep. You all need each other, bless you, W. Hello, so just nonsense then. Yep. There's gonna be nonsense in this live, right? There's gonna be nonsense in this live. I don't keep your whatever babble you got. Keep it to yourself. Because this ain't the live for it. I'm not debating this topic. I'm showing love to my women. What about black women from South America? Then make your own space about black women from South America, then. Make your own live. Shout them out. You gonna play, y'all. But go off. But go off. Yeah, I will go off. Thank you. You're gonna continue to watch. Wow. Just asking the question. Nah, bye. So rude. Yep, I'll be rude this live stream. Yep. Oh well. This is for my intended audience that it's supposed to intend for. If you ain't part of that audience, then mind your business. I ain't losing no sleep. What's me boo? So rude. Why you gotta be so rude? Looking ass. Uh, y'all be rude all over TikTok and shit. You probably was just rude to somebody before you came in my live stream. So save it. You was probably just rude as to someone at work, right? You probably just rude to somebody walking down the goddamn street. You probably commented some rude ass shit to somebody. Yep, exactly. You're made in the image of the creator. Perfect. Why ain't take your money then? If I'm trying to take people's money, why ain't take yours? Why ain't take yours? Huh? Pretendian's gone, well, yeah, and you typing it from a fucking keyboard. You're watching the Pretendian. So who's the real loser, right? Look, you stumbled with cause and watched the Pretendian. Who's the real loser? Like that. Y'all see how y'all be sounding? I'm gonna take time out of my day to go to a Pretendian live and watch a Pretendian. Get your ass off of here, Tyrone. I'm not ready for no guest. Oh, oh man. Was that cheap ass? I got the cheapest headset in the world. You're still watching my live stream. So it's like watching Living in Color Damon Wayans skit. Uh-huh, cool. At least I'm funny, right? At least I'm funny. Something you'll never be. Something you'll never be. Entertaining. Something you'll never be. Y'all got insults. I got better. I was intelligent the other day, and you somehow lost some intelligence. So I don't know what to tell you. You can't turn off being intelligent, right? Yeah, like what do y'all? Why do y'all think y'all insults don't even be funny? Y'all insults don't even be clever. Clever. You know, it's so easy to transmute your insults. It's so easy. Y'all call everything crashing out. Oh well, but you're still watching my fucking live, right? You ain't got nothing better else to do than watch a supposed crash out. You ain't got nothing better else to do. Wow, talk about wasting your goddamn time, right? Why do people pay attention to things that waste their time? Why do people engage in things that waste their time? I don't know. Nobody's engaging you. You just engaged. Uh, oh, brother. You should have just kept that shit. You just kept it to your goddamn self. You wouldn't engage now. Now I got the engagement. There you go. That's why that's why I just started the troll and the troll is back. I'm here, brother. What's up, Tyson? Shout out to you, Tyson. Grand Rising. Grand Rising, brother. Your lives be good. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Salute. 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 I got plugged. All right, here. What's up? Doing what was that? Huh? Oh, I was plugging my phone up, and then my phone tilted to the side. So I'm back on the camera. What's up, New Era? What's up, man? Yo, chilling, bro, chilling. That I like to hear that. I like to hear that. That's the topic for the day. Or what's the topic for the day? I'm just on fucking live at this point. But now I'm honoring our women today. This live stream is dedicated to our women. I'll probably most of my followers are actually women. I have no idea. I don't know. Most of my followers are actually women, so I think that was pretty cool. Now you're native. I never was a Native American. When did I say I was a Native American? How everyone going night today? My night's going fine. Hope yours is going well. But yeah, to our women today, right? American Indian woman, Black American woman. A more tea, rolling your goddamn eyes, yep. We indigenous American, yep, we are. Uh-huh. What's up, CR? Not really. I might have to. Are there any women? Because I'm not. I don't hear. I don't hear no sausage babble. I'm looking at you sitting like a chief. Uh huh. Better. What? Why are you looking at me? Yep. I'm gonna sit here and do that, right? But getting my live quoted in for today, right? I'm just chilling. Dylan, I don't want to hear from no. What's up? We got Huey Newton in the chat request up. Y'all treaty been up. But yeah, I was looking at my older videos today, and I was like, wow, like just the wavelength, like just like how the engagement for those videos back in like what? It was like 2022, 2021. I was just looking at them. I was like, wow, what's up, Mother Matriarch? I was just looking at them, and I was like, wow, this is some dope shit. Like, what happened? And I mean, like I said, I know I've expressed like the box thing. That's why I've been getting out of it, right? But yeah, I was just looking at, and he is still used. Yep, it's still used, right? You see it in the title, right? But yeah, as I was saying, I was looking at my older videos, and I caught inspiration. I might just tweet this too. Uh, it's wrong. No, I don't care. It's wrong to you. It's not wrong to me. Right? What's up, Keisha? Hey, everything but African, y'all. Basketball American. What's up? Peace, peace, peace. Indigenous to Africa, not the Western. Like, are y'all done? You got anything bad about else better to do? You ain't got nothing better to do than to type that. Thank you. All right, we got mods doing their job. Wow. Ugh. What's up? We got what's up, Mini Man? Thank you for the follow. Thank you. But yeah, I was getting inspiration from like my old videos and stuff like that. I know you don't like any energy demons, right, bro? For sure. Host share. What the hell? Oh, they're muted comments. Okay. I was about to say, I was like, what the fuck? And I saw like on my screen it shows like I mean, does it show on the TikTok thing? Well, they're hidden. That's why. I can see hidden comments still. Or filtered comments, right? Yeah, but yeah, it's probably a shit live stream, but who cares, right? At this point. What's up, NT Soul? 49ers. What's up, 49ers? But yeah, I've been stuck on the same fucking point that I can't, and I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna finish my goddamn point. You right? You just blocked it. I'm gonna finish my goddamn point, right? As well as I was inspired by old TikTok videos, so I made this. The title of my life. I still hold these beliefs, right? There's some things you just don't lose. Just a better naming for it, or a different naming for it, and things like that. Since American Indians were majority matrilineal, I think it's in alignment. And then I already talked about the etymology of God, right? Good, good. Uh-huh. Meaning something that you call on. And I know there's people that call on their mama before Jesus. Calling their grandma before Jesus. Uh-huh. You said facts. Uh what's up, Maya? What's up, Maya? I need a vent for a hot minute. Well, that's fine. You can come up. I'll listen to you vent. Alright. You gonna have a safe space. This is a safe space. So
Hello, Cyrus.
what's up?
I'm not okay.
Well, you alright?
I'm okay, but I'm not. Like, I'm studying the I'm studying the hooligans that first started exploring the Americas, and I everything makes sense now.
It thinks
I
it makes
start
sense now. How so?
I started with Cabeza de Vaca because I was on a website that basically talks about, like Louisiana. Come to find out, this dude shipwrecked his way through Texas and ended up having to eat his own horses to survive. 600 men on that ship, and only
Hmm.
four survived. What in the absolute Tom? What? it's like it all make like so now I on a more comprehensive level understand why everything looks the way it looks today. These people are complete idiots. How do
Right.
you shipwreck your way? How do you ship? You're drowning in the Gulf of Mexico.
Hmm.
What the what? I so I want to study his journal further in the archive, but essentially he's useless to me because he gives no like description of Louisiana like beyond the like just the geographical nature of it.
Hmm.
But it's like dude, I
Shout to Sophia.
I
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
I that that's I can't wait to get to the next explore. I can't wait to just allow the tomfoolery to cleanse my soul
Right. That show.
because it's just like no, like they're not gonna teach. They didn't teach anybody about this stuff. They only tell. They give you a cute little Christopher
What's up, Groove?
Columbus fairy tale, and
Hmm.
then they send you to Disney Channel to
Right.
watch Lizzie McGuire, right? And you think
Hmm.
that I'm not saying you as in you, but just in general, like they do that and they tell us, oh no, this is who white people are. White people are Jesse McCartney and Hilary Duff and Lindsay
Hmm.
Lohan. And it's like, no, no, no. That's actually the spell. That's the spell that they cast on you so that your brain doesn't have enough room to absorb the actual reality of who these people are.
Right.
Wow. Thank you for hearing me, my brother, because I
Good stuff.
that was a lot because when I go on TikTok
Uh-huh.
to hear, you know, just gather even more information on Cabeza, you know what I know what I see? I see a Spaniard holding the literal head of a horse. He's getting
Hmm.
ready to eat it.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God. These niggas is eating whole horses, dude. It's like, I will never hear that saying that everybody says, like, when they're hungry, the
Hmm.
same ever again, like, oh, I'm so hungry, I can eat a horse. Well, I know a nigga that was in your position once, dude.
Right.
I know some and it's like the natives were trying to take care, like that's the messed up part for me. It's like he's writing in his journal how the natives are over here trying to feed him and they crying and stuff because he's shipwrecked, and I'm just like, dude, these people have no idea what
Right.
this they giving him corn and shit. He's trying to survive on corn. This nigga was surviving on corn kernels, dude.
Right.
Trying to find fresh water to
It's good.
but it but
Hmm.
okay. I'm gonna stop there and I'm gonna thank you for giving me space on your platform.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, that's what it's about, right? That's what the space is about tonight. The panel is, I'll say
Yeah,
space live, whatever, dude. Yeah, that's
and
what the panel is for tonight. Yeah.
I see the prompt and
What's up,
I
dude?
want
Deuce?
I, I want to thank you for it. Thank you very much for that.
No problem.
All right, darling, have a good day. I'll
How
talk
you
to
too?
you later. All right.
What are you talking about? What you think? No, wait, no, we not. No, no musty energy on my panel tonight. You're a sub-Saharan. Blah. Me. Y'all got any new talking points? Man, sub-Saharan Europe. Man, y'all got anything new? Yeah. Yeah. Sub-Saharan European. Yeah. You're wild, boy, you're pretending. No, no, that's why. What they say? Your grandma lied about a long silky hair. You're 20% white. That's why it got in there. 70 not 70% Nigerian. You don't even care. You don't even care. What's up, Spreadsheet? Just say that you're African and stop being scared. Looking asses. I don't know why that fucking AI. I know I wrote 70 in there, but AI said fucking 7. Like, whatever, dude. No, no, it actually, the second time it sings it, right? It's 70 in there. So that's why I picked up. But I was like, I know I wrote 70. Why is the fucking saying 7? Uh, was, but yeah, what's, what else was I about to say? Oh my gosh, my, that dude was right about the fucking neck posture. But shit. Fix your posture, dude. Uh, what was I about to say? Um, allow goddesses if they want, right? If this could be another yap session, then so be it. I'm pro to yap. I'm pro to yap tonight. If I would have got on live, I definitely would have been fucking yapping. Are you sharing something from an indigenous perspective issue? The, huh? Am I having trouble reading that too? Host fam, are you share what? Um, let me take my time. Host, are you share something on the feminine divine? Can you retype that, please? Okay. Bet you I can hold a better panda lop than Dr. Umar. My chocolate ebony mahogany goddesses, copper colored uh Peruvian knit midnight queens. Never gonna share anything with the divine feminine from the American Indian perspective. Well, we Mother Earth, right? We honor Mother Earth. Um, we definitely honor Mother Earth, and there's stories, right? There are some stories that the Earth, what we consider Earth is Mother Earth, we consider the Moon is Grandmother Moon. 13 cycles. There's creation stories where everything started out on Earth, like the sky came out of Earth instead of the sky being there and then the Earth being created. Like the Earth, like the sky came out the Earth. Um, so there's stories around that. What else? But yeah, the Earth. We already know Mother Nature, Earth, like that defines that represents a motherly aspect, right? And then the moon on top of that. Then like like a personal connection. I had like a real I have a real deep affinity to the moon and stuff. Even before I got on this Indian wave per se. Hey, do you know about the flesh pit in Texas? Excuse me. No, I do not. No, I have a deep affinity to the moon. I was born on a Monday too, so I was born on a Monday. Um, that could be that, but as well. But you have a deep. I've always had it like even before I got on the Indian thing and knowing about the moon cycles and stuff like that. I always had a deep affinity to the moon more so than the sun. So with that being said, finding out like the moon being a grandmother energy, I was like, oh, it always makes sense now. Because when I think of the moon, I think of my grandma, my grandma's, right? The great mother. We think about great mother. That's a grandmother energy. I actually made a video. I think I made a video on this. I don't know if I uploaded to TikTok, but our grandparents can be seen as our spiritual gatekeepers for lack of better terms right now. Like people that introduce us into like spirituality or religion, right? Because I remember going to church with my grandma when I was young, uh, from the earth. Oh, hold on 1 second. There's that's where first 90th beings was birthed from the earth. It's a super living organism in the earth. See, aka Mother Gaia. Yeah, there's many different names for Earth. Yeah, Gaia. I know some. Yeah, people say Gaia. Um, and what did why did I why am I drawing a blank? But lost my train of thought. But yeah, so as I was saying, right, going to pick back up from my point, my grandma. I used to go to church with my grandma. She's always taking me and my sister to church, and my cousin. My cousin was a pastor. She owned her own church. My grandma would take me to church. I was I actually had a blast going to my cousin's church. I probably would go if she still had a church. I probably would go to church. Nah, I don't believe nothing they talking about, but I'll still go. Right. Uh, but yeah, it was I had a blast. Sunday school. Uh, Sunday school. Like shit, I was in the play because they had me in the play. We had fun. I had fun going to church and my cousin. Um, but yeah, it was just things like that. But yeah, as being like your grandparents being guardian, spiritual gatekeepers, like you can see that in that aspect that your grandparents, or at least instilling that spiritual or religious morale into you, right? So yeah, grandparents play a significant role. I used to go to a significant role. I used to go to church when I was young, which is like what 9 years ago. So yeah, do the math. You want to figure out how old I am. But yeah, it's cool. But yeah, I miss talking about like being on live chopping up. Yes, my grandpa never went to church, but my granny did. Right, right. Um, yeah, I miss talking about stuff like this. I was really my bag on TikTok with this type of stuff. Like going back to the roots today. And I wouldn't be here. I would have shit. I would thank goodness, right? I wouldn't be here if it wasn't no goddamn women supporting me, right? I wouldn't be here. Mm-mm. I don't know if y'all thought I was cute or what. Y'all, they like what I was talking about. Majority of my like it was 80% women at one point. So yeah, probably around like 60 maybe now. But yeah, I wouldn't be at this point if there weren't at least women taking me seriously. You'll get far if women take you seriously. You want to get far? Once women start getting behind you, you will go far. So if you're gonna pander to somebody, right? If you're gonna pander, right? But no, this ain't a whatever. But yeah, Facts. Like, come on, man. Our women are walking manifestations. Our women are walking portals and manifestations, bro. Like, if they ain't if they ain't rocking with you, you just a fucking loser. I don't know what to tell you. If the women ain't rocking with you, you must be a loser. Okay, bitch. 'Cause you will not, you'll have no momentum if there ain't no women behind it. We see how it goes. When there's nothing but men behind you, you ain't going nowhere. You can coast. When majority women are giving you energy, you can coast through to superstardom. It's your order on your life. It's your respect for women, your maturity, calmness, intelligence. You keep order on your lives. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, yeah, sure. Cute too. What y'all talking about? I mean, honor to our women today on this panel. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. We respect you for sure. Yeah, women don't respect you. You ain't gonna go too far. If women don't respect you, you will not go too far. Because women don't respect you, men ain't gonna respect you. Men definitely ain't gonna respect you. If women don't respect you, all the words to use in 20 why they still use Jesus. Mostly women. Hey, women, as we can see, women are not to sound stereotypical, right? Not to sound stereotypical. Women are more connected in like spiritual ways than us into their emotions in ways, right? Uh so once they have an emotional connection to something, they gonna go hard for that. So if you can get to a woman, you can connect to a woman emotionally, you'll go far. A lot of women are emotionally connected to Jesus. It is what it is. What's up, grandson? Yeah, respect. Yeah, I came on. Yeah, as soon as I came on TikTok. Like, yeah, respect all women, man. Respect black women. Respect American Indian women. Yeah, that's how I came on TikTok. Like, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. You feel me? And there's a lot of dudes with this rhetoric that turns out to be pieces of shit. And we watch how that turned out for him. And if I ever turn my back like this, right? If I ever get to that point, right? We already know it was gonna happen, but I ain't gonna allow that. Should I follow that when I know differently? This is time to awaken. Yo, like once we like cool, like all the we ain't got to excuse. We can hold women accountable, right? Of course, we ain't got to excuse no behavior that we don't find acceptable. We can at least pour some love into. I got a lot of grace for all women, especially, right? Pour some more love into the people, to the women in our lives, at least, right? Like that is like, yeah, if a woman needs to be held accountable, then hold her accountable. What I'm saying is, right? I'm a digital American for sure. But once they get the gear rolling, right, and they feel enough love and respect, we gonna make a lot of shit things shape. I think it's the combination of man and woman which makes God. God is whatever you call on. Because we're the same fucking. And if you want to go in, we're the same fucking being, right? We're just split into two parts. If you want to go to a deeper aspect, right? We're split into to two parts, right? Uh, Once we realize that within ourselves, a lot of things go smoother. We're the same fucking being. That's that. You know, that's is more of a masculine and feminine energy type of thing. Womb man, right? A woman, aka goddess man, came from womb. Like, yeah, you know. And if we go down to the, if you want to go down the androgynous route, they still have fucking wombs. They'd be the archetype of a woman. They just have both. Like, if you want to go down the androgynous route, but yeah, I ain't afraid to admit that duality. Yeah, like Jesus is Mexican. What? Hello, and God is a woman. You know, I can pick up what you're putting down. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Time for mass. Her name is Sophia. Shout out to Sophia. Shout out to Sophia. Those that know know. Shout out to my all my cultures, right? My Gnostics. Maya facts. I like the name Maya better. That's why Emerald Tablet said it. Thank you. You was about to get muted for a second, also. I'm not gonna lie. Maya and but you Maya in Hebrew means water. Maya means a lot of Maya can be found in every fucking language. You see? Yeah, I was like, you spam the same thing three times in a row. You're starting on thin ice. You're treading on thin ice. Yeah, for sure. Shout out to E Shell too. Shout out to E Shell. Whew. E Shell might be my favorite. What am I up to? Worshiping women. Are you down for that? Ma's actually a deity. And most of, right, exactly. Ma's our deity. Uh-huh. We spoke telepathically. Through the grand through the grand coochies. Yep. Big coochie energy. You feel me? And we know coochie's indigenous. Uh, what's flat? Cause shit, that's what they did back in ancient times. They got fucking cults and shit. Just worshiping vaginas and women in the Middle East, in Europe, big mama statues everywhere. What's up? Are you? Huh? All over the goddamn world, yo. Mm-mm-mm. Right, big jaguar. Whew. Yeah, big jaguars, yup. Red ant, red ant, black ant divided, I guess. I guess. But yeah, make sure y'all tell y'all mamas and y'all grandmas how much you appreciate them, or whoever in your family or in your life. Listens to the XX. This ain't the flashiest live. This ain't a live everybody gonna like. This ain't a live everybody gonna show up to either. But fuck it. All right, now if I can genuinely show love, have a live I can just genuinely show love and chop it up with folks. Shit, what's the point of me going live, right? That's right. What's up, Haley? Oh man, Tyrone, you still in here? Thank you for the follow, JC. Oof, Afro Black, yo. That's right. Subscription is Joy Fooling Crown. God damn, my subscription's running out. Is expiring in 48 hours. Excuse me. Yeah, and who, brother? People hated when I brought that shit up. I was, my counterpoint. That's what my counter argument be. Like, what has patriarchy, quote unquote, or yeah, what has patriarchy done for the world besides destroy it? oh, they say, oh, matriarchy is weak, and this, and that. They're easily conquerable. But what has patriarchy done besides destroy the fucking world? what? Like, you're cool with being barbaric now? Like, people are cool with being barbaric. Like, come on, bro. This real masculinity. This, and that. The black woman matriarchy. It's running the goddamn What about the what about them? People never look at the fact that we've had both and it never worked. And neither works. There's neither how does neither work? Let's talk about it. When women were fucking respected, how about that? That's what matrilineal really is. It's about respecting women and their voice, right? That's literally what it is. It's about respecting women. So when women were respected, right? People were advanced. People had all this great technology. Animals could roam fucking live their lives. There was no pollution. No fucking pollution, right? Matriarchs fell. That's how we ended up in patriarchy. Matriarchs ain't Matriarchs fell because that's how we ended up. So how did patriarchy come about? Yeah, do you want to go into something occult? Do you want to go into the occult real quick? How matriarchy fell and patriarchy rises? Ego. Ego is patriarchy. And I am the black woman is not God, she is goddess, and I am God. Ego. That's what patriarchy symbolizes. Ego. Even if we throw away the term matriarchy, right? Let's throw away patriarchy, right? Patriarchy, let's throw these terms away. This rise of power, whereas masculine dominated, is driven by ego. That's what it's telling you in these occult stories. When ego comes into play, order is destroyed. This is why we're and then unorganized chaos comes around. They want to make ever heard of child that majority of YT people are on? God is man. God is whatever you decided to be. That's literally the etymology of God. And God is. I'm playing word semantics right now. So yes. And his etymology. Go look it up. Whatever you call on is God or God is. God is the state of. Right? Whatever you call on. And who be calling on? They love coming with the welfare, EBT jokes, right? Child support. Child support with the child support thing, right? You know what's funny? I know we give a flack no, I haven't. I think I have, but I don't know if off the top of my head. But interesting? You know what's interesting? The US actually upholds matrilineal law. That's how it's played out through the child support system. I know we give the US government flack, right? But they actually uphold matrilineal law in some regards, right? Not saying that isn't weaponized. I know I'm not saying it can't be child support can't be weaponized, right? Because that's what they'll do. It's everything. She is born in her matrix. Facts. The universe is ever expanding, right? You want to talk about universe or universe, right? That's what we call nothing or all, right? Splits itself into two. You can break this down through sacred geometry, right? Splits itself and merges itself into two. And this is a reflection of the universe or the universe. And from that comes the tripart of life. I was like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but I get what you're saying, Tohaga, but fucking God. We ain't come up with the word God. And I'm using God as a source because I don't use this term in my personal life. So if I want to make something God shit, why not be a woman? We worship we worship all types of shit each and every day. Uh, We like folks is running around worshiping phalluses as we speak. Like these folks, like shit, folks who worship phalluses all day. Shit, I can worship women, right? Oh boy, ooh, me duality as one, but both has its place. Shit, that's how I find duality. Because once I find duality and deem her as worthy, right, as her quote unquote masculine counterpart, right, quote unquote, lack of better terms, as our masculine, that's how I become whole and holy, right? Mhm. Exactly. It's a deeper me because we're the same fucking being at the end of the day. I said that earlier for those that missed it, right? The quote unquote divine masculine, divine feminine come together, synchronized being, and things like that. So, you know, and it's been a divide. Like we got fucking foreigners. Is both. I was about to say we had fucking foreigners trying to divide us and shit. Like nah, yeah. Like foreigners with that toxic. They talk like because they don't like they fucking men and shit. They don't like our fucking like trying to uh trying to pit us against each other. Like nah, I ain't rocking with that. What? CO? What? I know who you are, CO. Like, huh? I don't know what that comment is for. What that comment is for. Or what made you think that? I know who you are. Well, I think you were African or a troll. What's up, all American? My fucking. What's up? How you doing? How you doing? Uh, guess you did that by accident. Mm. Okay, for sure. But yeah, but yeah. Um, shit, you got foreigners trying to divide us from each other and shit. And this doesn't negate all the bad things folks can work on, right? We already know what goes on between us. We can work towards that, make it better, right? There's some things you can't get past, right? Obviously, but yeah, like personally, like there's some things you can't get past personally for obvious reasons, right? But the things that we can control, we can give each other grace for, right? You know, you get what I'm saying. I'm just fucking yapping right now. What's up, Will? Oh, bro. Oh, brother. How many views? The phone failed again. How many views we cracked? We hit 1,000. Yeah, we hit 1,000 for TikTok, baby. And let this message, what I have said, reach who it needs to reach, right? We got 100 people on the StreamYard. This ain't the prettiest topic. This ain't probably the most respected topic. But hey, we're still doing it, bruv. We're still doing it. It has deeper layers. Cousin Odin. You said Cousin Odin. Arguably something deeper.
What's going on, Darvid?
What's up? Uh,
Yeah.
what's up?
I just wanted to make a point when we was talking about the matriarch and the patriarch. And I just want people to realize when the so-called Pope, who was he kissing the feet of?
The some Africans to me, but
Well, I mean, as far as the statue, all the statues that they revealed.
oh, I thought you meant like the
Yes.
physical person. Oh yeah, the mother, like the melanated or the Black Madonna, right?
Exactly. And my thing is, when you see the so-called Black Madonna, was there a king standing next to her?
Mm-mm.
And then all of those pictures that popped up that Putin revealed, what did they have kings standing next to them as well?
Mm-mm.
No. So my thing is, in all of those ancient pictures, it is the matriarch and the child. And
Yep.
in other pictures, you will see all of the patriarchs at the bottom while she is on the top on her throne. And that's what the patriarch is put here on earth to do, is protect the
Mm-hmm.
matriarch, which is the birth of what? Civilization.
Yeah, exactly. I actually have a video. You have to scroll through it. It's far deep in my page, but I got a video on that.
Hmm.
It's far deep in my page. Those that know.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
And so
And
now
then
they just understand
go
why
ahead.
they disrespect the goddess so much,
Mm-hmm.
aka the matriarch, aka the mitochondrial DEA holder, is
Mm-hmm.
because it, we are who we are. They're not disrespecting any other female being on this planet because all those other female beings ain't us.
For
That's just
sure.
what it is. The Mexican female being ain't us. The so-called European, but ain't the real European female ain't us. Even the African woman ain't us.
Right.
So Remember, I was just telling you about the so-called flesh pit that's
Right.
over there in Texas. Actually, it's
Hmm.
close to Palestine, Texas.
Right.
And a lot of people don't know that the word Palestine means basically talking about the first, the birth of civilization. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? The first inhabitants on this planet.
Hmm.
And it is said to be that the Tutoshi, we know who the Tutoshi are,
Right.
the first neuromelanated people on this earth came from that flesh pit over there in Texas.
Okay.
Okay. Now I have the paperwork where it says the Tutoshi, what's the first calendar creation date on Earth of the Tutoshi, and there was 41 octillion years ago. That's when they say the first people, aka the Tutoshi, you know what I'm saying, inhabit this earth. 41 octillion years ago. So what I tell people is I say, hey, if you can show me any people that was born before that, then I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening. But if you on this planet that came, you know what I'm saying, before the Tuttle She, then I'm gonna need you to shut up. Because
Quick break. Hey, God. Hey, y'all. Hey,
You
hey,
said,
David. Darby. I always say David. I'm sorry, Darby.
uh,
Yeah, and you know who the Toto she is, mother.
mm-hmm.
You know who they are, I mean.
Yes, Aztec, Olmecs, us.
Oh, yeah.
We,
Got the
we we
Olmec.
we are the descendants of those peoples. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Toto she, Olmec.
Olmec, Aztec, Mayan,
Mm-hmm.
everybody that came after them, which is neuromelanated, which is us. A lot of people don't know that that Confederate flag belongs to us and it represents the Tutoshi as well.
thanks. Hold on. I was about to say, you said 41. That's how much money I need in my bank account. I'm
Right,
like,
41 octillion years.
yeah, I was about to say, I need 41. Yeah, how many
Hey,
dollars that
that's
fucking is?
29 digits of numbers, okay?
Like, shit, I need that much. I'll buy
Can
every
I say something to
continent.
y'all about that?
Yeah.
And I want to, whatever y'all find or if you look into it, because I'm about to. So my mother, I was talking about pulling down my first 401k from 2002 with my job
Okay.
that I left, and it was sitting there. But I was reading what they sent me to see if I wanted to keep it with them or roll it over in another field.
Right.
And my 401k, if I wanted to roll, because they'll send you something asking you, do you want to keep it with them or do you want to roll it over or do you want to withdraw it? They give you that option, but they always take out the 20% penalty, about $2,000.
Of course.
Long
They
story short,
penalize you for taking your own money that you work
ain't
for.
that listen, greedy people. So my mother calls me the next day, ironically, and I always take these as signs. And she said, "Girl, my mother dramatic.
Mhm.
You better, you better go and take that money out and hurry up." She was like, "You didn't see what Trump said? He said anybody they got a 401k better cash it in because it's gonna be gone." And I was like, "What?" But I never, just like our ancestors, never trusted their system
Mhm.
because this government, they say, when it's gone, really, and it won't be another election. And these people are trying to get gone and take what they can.
Yeah, the corporation get ready to close and they get ready to take your money with you. Yep.
Exactly. And some people say it's already gone.
The U.S. corporation is already gone, but there's still corporations that are here that are getting ready to go because the U.S. corporation don't have they're not there to back them up anymore.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When they say the 401ks, because I was about to just withdraw it and take the
Mhm.
penalty and trade
Do
it
it.
into something else.
Do it. And guess what? I'm gonna tell you what you
I might
can
be too
do.
late.
Have you done your genealogy yet?
I've been doing it and I'm stuck on my grandfather's side, and um I only went so far. I'm sorry, I'm on my father's side from the Mississippians. That was easy. I started myself, but I didn't know enough. So I was
Mhm.
supposed to have somebody help me because he was adopted. This all type of stuff where he was hard to find.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, my mother's side, my grandfather, my mother's side. On my father's side, it was pretty easy. That Mississippian, I found my first patent.
It's always the mother side that's the hardest for some odd reason, but that makes sense
Really?
since we're the what? The mitochondrial DNA holder. Because I was having a problem on my mom's side as well, but she was adopted. That's her. You know what I'm saying? But I still found out who her family was. Um,
Well, the
and
last name
everything
is
else.
Man, Mann, like Tamala. I said that because
Hmm.
the guy, the daddy, he sure looked like my cousin. They
Man
look
from
like
where?
but they're from my family. The band they from Alabama on my mom's
Oh,
side,
oh yeah, oh yeah,
They could
definitely.
be. They could be Accomac.
and my daddy's
Yep.
side is Mississippian. Um, on the Meridian, it said
Mm,
Choctaw for the
okay.
first patent I found. It said
Hmm.
Meridian, and at the bottom it said Choctaw, and then it had
Okay.
the year he, his birthday, when he that was 1825 for him, and when he bought the
Okay.
land, and his family don't know nothing about it.
Hmm.
His immediate family. I think most
Hey,
of
do
them
he
are
still got a
are
land patent for
passed.
that land though? Do
Huh?
you know if he got a land patent for that land though? I said, do you know if he
Yeah,
has a land patent for that land?
yeah, that's what I was
Ooh.
looking at. It's just sitting there. That's what I'm saying. I found like three, and then I
You know
stopped.
you can get that, right? You know you're a birthright heir to that land patent. All you have to do is just prove through the paperwork that you're the heir, and they can put your name on them land patents as a birthright heir to that person.
I didn't know for sure, and I was trying to be respectful. And I found out none of my family know nothing that was going on.
Mm.
Oh,
They
well, yeah.
clueless.
See, that's what I talk about in my lives is the land patents because a lot of our people don't know that we still have titles to this land right now today in 2025 in our ancestors' name, which would be your grandfather, your great grandfather, your grandmother. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
So
So
he would
yes,
be
if
my
you got the
great great
land
great
patents, yes.
uncle.
Even your great uncles, yes, all of them.
Oh, okay.
If you were related.
And I don't know why they don't know have a clue about anything because we still have the church with our people buried in the back of the church and everything.
Mm,
And it was such a small Senatobia is what it's called.
mm-hmm.
I believe it was just our people in that whole mass. It's not very
Yes.
big.
Mm-hmm. Do you know that's why a lot of those towns and so-called townships and stuff like that have our last names because that was our land, that was our village, that was our yeah.
I need help with it. I'm not gonna lie.
Hmm.
I need
Mm.
you know anybody that helps with that?
Yes, I do actually. Me and a lady named Mama
Mm.
Neen.
I heard
Is
my name.
yes, that's that. Well, well, I got so many names, but Aboriginal Niji, Melanite Nation. You know what I'm saying? I've been the
Mm,
one that's been working with Mama Neen for a long time. And
Wow.
we
okay.
that's all we do is we was doing lives on the information about our doing our genealogy, how to do it, also breaking through some of the barriers because everybody always gets stuck on the 1800s. You know why that happens?
The
Is
colonization period.
the U.S. corporation started their U.S. census in 1790, but a
Mm,
lot of our people don't know that we have paperwork going back before
mm.
1790.
Right.
I got paperwork going back to the 1400s. I've gotten back to the 1400s, but I know people who gotten back to the 900s.
Right.
Okay, because we were the ones that created genealogy. That's why nobody else can really do it.
Exactly. With
So
them
no
Bibles.
Mexicans, no chicken nuggets. I call them chicken nuggets, but you know, no modern day Mexicans. Nobody on this planet besides the indigenous people can do their genealogy and go back that far because we are the ones that created genealogy. We got paperwork going back. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Hmm.
said, 900 AD. Yeah, we got paperwork going back. And those family crests that we thought were European,
Hmm.
those go back to us as well. They got our last names on them.
I can believe that because when I just looked up the last names, that's the first thing I saw was the crest, and
Hmm.
it's Jones, and then they were saying they usually meant like John's son
Yep.
or
Mm-hmm.
something
Yep.
like that. And
Hmm.
my great grandfather, they thought that it was his plantation that they were.
No.
But listen, but there
Hmm.
was his kids. They light
Mm.
Mm.
skin, freckles, and but he was just one of our hues, but a lighter
Yes.
complected man that married my great grandmother, and she was copper color with the little freckles. So my
Hmm.
cousins on that side all turned out light with like reddish hair, and
Mm-hmm.
And those are
yeah,
the ones they would call, well, in the modern
they
day,
called him
mulatto.
mulatto. Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly.
Hmm.
And yeah, but it stopped. It stopped. I couldn't find anything else. And then I said that may have been because a lot of them were marrying Indian, and
Were,
I still don't know
hold on
what he
one
mixed
second.
with.
One second. Real. Were they classified as mulatto at all in Alabama?
This was Mississippi, but yeah,
Oh,
Mississippi.
that's
yeah.
the first time I heard mulatto from that side.
Now
Well,
we
if they
know
were mulatto.
that with the word mulatto, It back in the day, it used to mean mixed with American Indian
Yeah.
mixed with anything else. So it's like
Mm,
Indian mixed with African, American Indian mixed with so-called European, American Indian mixed with Mexican. You know what I'm saying? That's
right.
what mulatto meant, but they changed it into like what was it, the 70s? I mean, like the 1900s and the 70s and 60s and stuff like that, where it meant black and white. But in
Yeah.
reality, that's not what it meant.
Yeah, it also
Right.
could mean
Right.
pure full blooded or just Indian, honestly.
Right.
Because in Alabama, mulatto meant Indian.
Yep.
Yeah. And I just looking back in the history of my great grandfather, like I said, he looks like a white tee,
Hmm.
but or he could look like just a DeBarge type. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But back then, I found out that a lot that was common because race came in America, so
Uh-huh.
it was a lot of white tea marrying Indian women having mulatto children, and what they would do, one of the sons would be named after the father, and that's how the land ended up. One of the ways the
Right.
land ended up being,
Well, now
named.
that's some ways, and then there are other ways. That, okay, so this is why they try to convince you and convince everybody else that we were the slaves, right? And that we got our last name from master. Because if y'all didn't know, our surname, aka our last names, are tied to the land. That's number one.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
Number two, our surnames, aka our last names, are also tied to the genealogy. You know what I'm saying? The genealogy records. So
Mhm.
this is why one reason they wanted to make you think that you was from Africa for the land. Okay, if you thought you were from Africa and actually went over there, you can actually forfeit your land over here.
Right. Hmm.
That's why they wanted you to go over to Ghana and get citizenship. And then so you don't, you know what I'm saying? Because you still think you African American, and you go over there and you get your citizenship, you forfeit your land over here.
And I knew it was something because they showed me like, have you ever been to Africa? You need to come. You ain't even there.
Mhm.
You know what
Exactly.
I'm
How
saying?
you gonna convince me of a place that you ain't even at right now?
Right.
Yeah, and then only
But
women
I
could
never
own
said,
land
but I never said African
That's
American
right.
ever.
at one point. At one point, only women
At one
could own
point, only women could own land. But guess what? You know why they put the lands in the land patents? Because our people were geniuses to where they knew that they were coming. And when you put a land with a tribe, and if a tribe loses a war or anything, guess what? The whole entire tribe loses that whole entire land.
land. Right.
So they was like, no, we're gonna put it in the family's name. You know what I'm saying? The families of those Indians that were still the owners of the land, we're gonna put it in patents to make sure that they could never touch them. So you know those land patents, the US corporation, any government or any outside entity or foreign entity can never touch those land patents and you on the
Right.
land patented lands. That's where the sovereignty, the real sovereignty comes in. Not that Moorish law where they talk about sovereign citizen. I'm like,
Yeah.
first of all, you can't be sovereign and you can't be a citizen. That's an oxymoron.
Thank
Please
you.
stop.
Because I always tell people that you cannot be an heir and cannot be an heir and a freaking citizen. You cannot
No,
be. It don't make sense.
no. So
And
they're
we're
like,
the
oh,
only ones
birthright
where it's
citizenship. I said, you don't even know
African
what you're saying.
American.
Yeah.
It ain't German American or you know what I'm saying. They
Mm-mm.
give us two continents, but nobody else.
And guess what? They give them two constant, but nobody else. But I said, look, I said, even the people from Europe don't call themselves that. But guess what? They have no right to call themselves that because we are the real Germans. We're the real Italians. We're the
Hmm.
we're the real everybody that they claim to be,
European everything, right?
all the way down to the Vikings.
Hmm. Hmm.
And some Vikings came from America.
Yep, yep.
And I never understood why people didn't have the logic of that because you cannot get us from nobody. It
No.
stops with melanated. White tea only make white tea. White tea and
Hmm.
white tea make white tea.
And on top of that, this is why I keep getting banned. This is why I mean banned. They didn't like basically ban 10 of my accounts within 5 months
Yeah.
because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I found out that all of those other people that ain't us are science experiments. They were all created in the lab.
Hmm. I was
Every
about to
single
say,
one of them, down to them NAs too, and they don't even know. Don't even know it.
I can believe that because when you look at the close up when the colonizers was bringing them on the boat, I got that picture, and
Hmm.
you zoom it in, they don't look like their faces are completely formed. You know what I'm saying? They
Hmm.
look they look
Like
like they
Cabbage Patch Kids,
yeah.
they all type. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of different species of them, but Like I said, we're the
Mhm.
only people that are the original.
Hmm.
Everybody else is a created race.
Yep, the only one. Yeah, whether it's the deer caves, the caucasoids,
Hmm
the petri
hmm
dish,
The
the
stump house people.
the evolving.
Right, the Cabbage Patch Kids, the incubator babies, the wood woes, the caveman, the wild man, the Sasquatch, the
Yep,
werewolf, the
yep,
vampire.
all
Hey,
that.
we even got treaties with Sasquatch. You know, ain't
Yep,
that something?
yep, yep. See,
Yep,
you know what I'm
that's
saying? It's a
that's
whole
why
bunch
they
of
don't
different
really mess
species
with
around
us.
here.
You don't really see two of them coming to mess with us.
Nope.
I'll give you that because we got treaties with they respect us. That's they can go terrorize all the other folk, right?
Yep.
yeah. And then the other thing that's illogical, they always say we're over such and such thousand years old. Not over there.
And I
How
said,
you
well,
gonna
we
have
41
empires
octillion years old.
and
So
it's
what's
not
up?
even clean water and it's not even livable as far as a human life sustaining life. So make that make sense, and that's the youngest continent if you look it up
That
now
is
with
the
the
baby
median
continent. You're
age
absolutely
of
correct.
25. We're the elders.
Yep.
And then when you talk about watermelon indigenous to Africa, this is indigenous
Where
because Africa wasn't at Africa. It was the Carthage
if
Africa,
what
and
look,
it
if
wasn't
watermelon was
there.
indigenous to Africa, y'all be very hydrated. And I can't see.
That's what I
First of
said.
all,
So
y'all
why
ain't got
y'all
no
not
clean
eating
water to
watermelon?
grow watermelon. If y'all don't shut up.
They plants couldn't even grow in that soil because it wasn't freaking the
Look, not with
proper
only six,
soil.
7 waterways in the whole entire continent, and we got 250,000 just in the USA.
Exactly. And diabolically, they put all of the impoverished, the like the Nigerians and those
Mm-hmm.
impoverished places
Mm-hmm.
near. They weren't near the water, near the clean water.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But they don't have clean water over there today, right now. It's
It-
2025.
right. So how is that?
They wanted us to come over there and build our, you know what I'm saying, build the same thing we did over here and give them clean water. That's why they wanted us to come over there so bad.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And then the things that were built, they don't even keep them up. It look like the abandoned
Either
cribs
that
you
or they
see.
tore them down because they said, you can't build your business over here. We can't build over here. Well, shoot,
Hmm.
well, go ahead and do it then. Oh, that's right. Y'all not indigenous to this land either. Because, I was wondering, I say, how come Africans don't say they're indigenous Africans?
Exactly. Because they ain't, because what is an African? That's why I ask them
Mhm.
all the time, what is an African? Because y'all
Yeah.
claim it when it comes to something conducive, then we're Africans. Do you know it's 54 countries? You hear it all the time with 100 and something point billion people.
Ooh.
Yeah, but y'all don't even kick it with them. So
But
why
wait a minute.
y'all
Can I tell
claiming
you
y'all
one thing, though?
African?
I
Well,
found this out. I just figured it out because I get downloads all the time from the ancestors.
me too, child.
So, okay, you know how America is spelled, right? This is a spelling bee right now. So, America is spelled AME, me,
Mhm.
RICA, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you know how the chicken nuggets took out letters and stuff like that to words. So, just now, spell Africa, AF. You remember where the ME was, you know what I'm saying? RICA. The name Africa came from the word America. Stop playing
Mm-hmm.
with me. And they didn't get their name until 1914, okay?
Exactly. So that's what what exactly is an African? Because y'all migrated. Most of the people migrated.
Yep.
Yep.
So what
Colonize
is an
Africa.
African? You know you're African and descendants of
Colonize
and let's
Africa.
say it was true. How we gonna be descendants of you? You don't go from strong to weak.
And how come they can't do their genealogy? Half of them don't even know who their great great grandparents are.
They have the oral history
Probably most of
because
them. Probably all of them.
yeah, and you look at the timeline. So what a grandmother was over there with a mother and then a kid, but you can't go past really your third, really your great grandmother.
Okay. But
Hmm.
I done
Mm.
got back to my 13th, one of my parents, my 13th, 14th.
Yep. Yeah, it's very very like ooh, when you know everything, it's like ooh, before this
Mm-hmm.
government actually seizes, which I think it already has,
Mm-hmm.
they know they can get if talk about suing for so many things,
Oh
Right.
yeah. Oh
even
yeah.
making us
Let's have a
teach
seat,
as
honest.
a
You ever see?
education that's they know is defamation of character,
Mm-hmm.
everything, and then we had to because we would get like
Yep, it's all an agenda. It's all an agenda that they're still trying to create the new world, y'all.
yep.
Hmm.
They
Yep.
still trying to create it in 2025. Y'all keep saying the new world, the new world. No, they still trying to create it. They never
Mm-hmm.
created it yet.
Mm-mm.
They've
Yep.
been trying to.
Yep.
They ain't been here long enough to create a new world. Remember, those people what didn't exist in what back in 16 until 16 the 1600s.
Exactly.
Ain't that what the chicken nugget lady said? She said, "Hey, you know the white tea people didn't even exist until the 1600s."
Right.
Exactly.
I know that seminar, right?
Okay,
Which is
Chief
another
Powelton
question.
was over here with 100 wives having a whole bunch of babies.
Hmm. And weren't they
So
just like previous to that fighting off every disease you can think of because they weren't living past a certain age? And how these people who are not really as strong come and capture our men?
mm-hmm,
Our men, I mean. Like, come on.
mm-hmm,
They ain't really have a stronghold on the East Coast until Powelton passed away.
mm-hmm.
They couldn't do nothing.
Right. They
And then
sure
on the
couldn't.
mounds in hieroglyph, in Hebrew, actually, they
Yep.
have the picturesque. You know, they did things in picture. They had
Yep.
the watermelon. They
Yep.
have all the things like
Moses
it's
on
just
the
there.
Decalogue Holy Stone. They have Moses. And they talking about this fake. I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "So y'all created Moses with with a woolly beard?"
Come on. And our
uh,
DNA is not the same. We don't.
The monkey genes.
But they tell you right in your face. They said the origin of mankind
Ain't that what I
originated
said?
in Africa. We're
Didn't I say mankind, a
kind of
kind of
like a
man?
man.
I don't know what kind of man it is, but that's what they call you, mankind.
Mankind. They said man, the origin of mankind. Homo sapien. We are not Homo sapiens that
Mm-mm,
came from primates and evolved into modern humans. We are from the
mm-mm,
soil. That's why
mm-hmm.
everything in our body matches the earth.
That's right. My
oh,
skin matches the clay dirt.
Just
say,
like the plants, the chlorophyll green. Their blue. Their veins are blue.
Mm-hmm.
thank you for the follow, Savage. Jahan, oh, he got muted. Daughters of the Soil. What's up, Receipt? Yeah.
There come girl. What's up,
Hey,
Receipt?
What's up, y'all?
Oh,
Peace.
man.
Receipt be cracking me up. You know, and she always be like, I can't.
You sound just like it.
One time I was just scrolling. As soon as I scrolled up, she was on there by herself, like talk to herself. These people. I just
I
can't.
say the same
I was
thing.
cracking up.
Hold on. You know what though? Darvin is he worse. He'll throw his hands up, right?
Yeah,
Cause
I
you
can't
be so
hide.
mad. You like, oh my god.
Like like I
Darvin,
can't.
he'll
Sometimes
throw
I
his
can't.
hands up like, you know what? I'm just done.
I'm done. Yes,
You
I
can't
went
even
through that
believe it.
too.
I was about to say you hear it so many times, it just be crazy. You can't even believe it sometimes. You've heard it so many times. Like what? You just say
Right,
Exactly.
that?
right. Like you still saying that? Like that's so old. But yeah, they ain't got nothing else to go on. They ain't got nothing else to say. So they got to keep coming with the same thing over and over again. Yeah, I'd be mad too.
Yeah, I be trying to get my best to compose myself. Some shit is
Right, right. And you know what? I be compose myself for a couple of days and then I get right back to it. And then they, you know what I'm saying, false report my live and all that crap.
we gonna work on. I'm gonna work on. Yeah, y'all not getting banned, man. Just hit me up. Like I got an agent on here. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I
Wow.
got an agent on here. Right. We got,
Yep.
and she's our woman too. Like yeah,
Mm-hmm. We
I'm
got
gonna
a
make
lot
sure.
of
Yeah, folks say. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna make sure. I'm trying to make sure folks got get money. Like we can make up to like going live and stuff. We can make. Oh no. One second. I ain't trying for no men right now. It's for the women. Don't invite. If I ain't say invite nobody up, don't invite nobody up, please. Uh,
mm-hmm.
yeah. Thank you. But yeah, I was about to say. What was I about to say? I'm trying to make sure folks get money. Like we can make 10 to. You can make as creators. You can make $5,000 to $10,000 a month on here. Managed right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like shit. We just time for us to run it up. They make millions off us. It's time for us to run it up. Fuck
Oh, dude.
that.
Get it. Look, get it. If it get got, get it.
Is he still up there? Like how the hell?
Mm-hmm.
How he magic what? TikTok. Kick her
Yep.
ass. I got follow
You're like,
her
oh,
then.
you don't want him up there? Let's go ahead and put him back up there.
Like, what the heck? Like, it didn't pop up until I accepted the request from All American. They're like, yeah, Susan's like, he's still up here. I was like, I kicked him. So how the hell is he still up here?
TikTok be playing them games, baby.
What's up? Thank you for the follow, Kirby. No in the room. Like they can stay in the room. They can stay on the live. They just can't be on the panel right now.
And I usually don't be up on nobody's panel, so but I respect you because I've been following you for a long time and all my different names and everything like that over the past couple years. So, so yeah.
For sure, I appreciate that. That's love. Somebody asked about the Confederate flag thing.
Oh yeah, about how the Confederate flag belongs to us. It was never theirs. They stole that too, and all them colors and every symbol
Mm-hmm.
on there represents the Tuttle She, and all the symbols, which is the 13 stars, represents the 13 constellations that we supposed to have, the 13 calendar months that we supposed to be going by, and the 13 lost tribes, not the 12.
Right. Exactly. And go ahead, Indigenous. Go ahead.
Oh no. I was just seeing. Well, I don't know what I was seeing, but I didn't even know I was muted. But no, you go ahead. I was just
No,
saying it's just amazing because everything is right in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
and
They're not
uh,
very smart.
No, they are not. Okay.
I, and it comes from like I know this book it was made by Moore, so but he goes deep into this as well. His name and he goes deep into the matriarchal matrilineal energy, the divine feminine, Mount Meru. We think about Polaris, the
Mm-hmm.
North Star, the the real cross and things like that. His name is and he's an Indian. He ties back to the Pamunky and shit.
Yeah,
Ishmael
yeah, the
Chavis,
Pamunkians
Ishmael,
is my peoples, yeah.
yeah, he's Ishmael Chavis Bay. He made the book America's a True Old World,
Mm-hmm.
volumes 1 and 2. So he
Yes,
goes deep into
okay.
this. Well, that's a good book. If I would recommend, which is made by the Great Cosmic Mother. Yeah, the Great Cosmic. That's a good book too.
Okay.
That's my favorite book. You want to be honest?
I love to read that. The Great
Yeah,
Cosmic Mother.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She goes in deep and it's from a lens and it was made so it's like made back in like 70s, 80s, something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
like that time for like it was like a wave of like this certain wave of feminism that was going on, and like the time that they were the times that were in it, like it's gonna have a lot of stuff like we may not necessarily agree with, but she acknowledges like our presence in America at least, right? She like is like deep connections and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
And then I was looking at my family on my mom's side, it's Cherokee Blackfoot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of my aunties, beautiful. I'm talking about Coca-Cola bodies, just ooh, just they were just so beautiful. Nothing like us, not dissing us or nothing, but they just was a different they everything, but they was healthier and then they did a lot of other things, but they were like the chocolate colored melanated, darker with the high cheekbones and like my great grandmother had that long silky hair. But
Mm-hmm.
that's what I think happened. I mean, what I pretty much know happened with that Placker thing. What's his name, Walter Placker? When
Walter
he was
Plecker.
like, "Yeah, you a little darker. Oh, you're Negro. You're mixed with African because you were a darker hue, as opposed to like the lighter ones." The copper colored that had the round full faces of different tribes. It was so many different tribes that we all looked different.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that people don't understand. We make every hue. So just
Right.
because
We
you're a
come in
dark melanated
68
does
plus
not
different
mean.
skin tones.
Huh? Say that again.
I said we come in us we different skin tones.
Really?
68 from the fair skin all the way down to the indigo, the blue black, the blurple. You know, I'm like, you
Yes.
so black, you blurple.
You blue. That's
You
what they.
blue
That's
black.
what they said the name came from. Really, like
Yes.
indigo Indian,
Yep.
blue
They just
black.
didn't know it was dark skinned Indians. It was, you know what I'm saying, fair skin. Yeah, we come in a lot. Come in a lot of colors.
And that's the thing. That's why I get so it irks my nerves when they say, "Well, you were mixed with the European." And the truth be told, our people were very faithful. At least from what I remember with my grandma, great grandmother, they would always they had a scrunch face like don't bring no African home or you know
Let me dig deep something for you when they be like you know European because they always think those chicken nugget people are the real Europeans. Queen Europa, who
yeah
Europe is named after from over here,
right
he was an American Indian. See, that's what they don't know.
right and that's why I be saying you must think the white see that's what you think okay
Right.
I got it now.
I said, where do you think the Moors, aka the Indian Morians, came from over here to, you know what I'm saying, create those empires over there and they just dropped the Indian?
Yeah, I mean,
Man.
shit. The Mayans go into this type of story.
Mhm.
The Mayans talk about how they started out like through the Pleiades. So the Pleiades are seven sisters, what some folks would call it, seven sisters, seven dancers, whatever,
Mhm.
seven stars, whatever you want. They come down, call themselves the Maya or the Maya, right? Then they
Mhm.
spread their knowledge to Egypt, what we call Egypt, called themselves the Kar Maya. Then they went to India, called themselves the Naga Maya.
Mhm.
And then they went to China and Cambodia.
Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm.
Hey,
Well, they
Lorena,
sure did
thank you for
travel all up through there, didn't they?
and shit. We see it like all the rituals, like we see it on the
When they say
hieroglyphs.
Egypt, we know Egypt was Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee.
Mhm.
Well, you know what I'm saying. So when they say Egypt, yep, that's about right.
We look
Mississippi.
at when we look at them hieroglyphs on the hieroglyphs when they do that, they're doing ayahuasca and stuff. Where they get that from? They using tobacco. They're using the cocoa leaf. You know.
Mhm.
Mm. I
Mhm.
watched this documentary. It was so interesting. They was talking about the European women and why they wore the dresses, those bell dresses with the poof,
Hmm.
basically just like walking and ishing at the same time, and how it was defecation all in the streets, and then
Mhm.
they started wearing the heels to not for
Yep.
it to not that you saw that or you heard that
No,
too?
I haven't seen that, but I seen another documentary about because a
I
lot of
think
people don't know that's where they get the word ghetto from. Over
yep.
there, them people, they was nasty,
Nasty. And
nasty.
ring around the rosy,
Woo, Lord,
pocket
when I
full
say
of
nasty.
posy. That's where that rhyme came from.
Mhm.
Ashes. They was so
Yes.
funky
Mhm.
because they only would bathe what on events. So on their wedding day, they would carry the posies to mask the smell.
Mhm.
They would take the bath, but that can't get uh, uh,
Hey,
uh,
let me tell you
But
something. That's
the
why New
fuck
York
think
off
stinks
about
of
how
so
it.
bad.
they had whitewashed the history to make it seem like it was the white tea women, when all naturally, the people who we were battling were dark.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
And I don't even think it was them. I think that this was another people like they came up with this diabolical scheme. Of course, the hidden hand.
Hmm.
Not
Hmm.
us, yeah.
Yeah, but they give them because a lot of white tea, I give them a pass because they were lied to as well, and they're not that smart. No
Well,
disrespect, but they're
we had a
not.
lot of messy Jessies and Al Sharptons back. You know what I'm saying in the European.
Yes, it was. History repeats itself. But
We had a lot
Dr.
of messy
Umar would
Jessies
be
and
a
Al
modern
Sharptons
day.
in the European culture as well.
Yeah, see, I said Dr. Umar is too smart to be that dumb.
Mm,
He
you
is.
know what's up? He a
Yeah.
whole agent. They
Yeah. I was
supposed to
about
do
to
this.
say. That's why he slowly dropping tidbits like, oh,
Yeah,
Starla.
exactly. He like, I'm trying to do this, but I still need to get this check. Cause what else do he do? How he get paid?
From that corporation down there, that Royal Corporation.
Yeah, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of them would switch. A lot of would switch up to this. They like we seen it with Young Pharaoh.
Tariq.
Young Pharaoh admitted like
Yep.
they would switch. They would pick up this narrative if it was money in it. If it was a lot of money
Mm-hmm.
in it. Well, lo and behold, it's about to be a lot of money in it because hello, your boy is here online. But yeah, it's about to be a lot of money in this thing right now. It's picking up momentum. We're picking up momentum,
Yep.
and things like that. So it is about to be a lot of money in this thing.
Yep.
With that being said, yeah, a lot of them. That's why they're slowly trying to creep around because a lot of these Pan African professors are saying that they got lineages to America. Professor James
Mm-hmm.
Small, what's his name?
They met up
His
a long time ago.
his last his last name Jeffries. What's his name?
Everybody give me $5.
He's Politan. His
Jeffrey.
last name is Jeffries. I forgot his name,
All right.
Oh,
his first
I
name,
know you
but
talking about that light skin bald headed dude. Is that you
yeah,
talking about? Yeah.
No, he's a little yeah, Jeffries.
So
Like
he like
he's
not really light skin. He like brown. Yeah, but
yeah, Brown, yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about.
Baba Kamine, like he acknowledges, but he like that Clovis, that pre-Clovis babble, that
Mm-mm.
yeah, that that Twa people babble, which was founded. The Twa people were founded Tennessee, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Right from here. Thank you.
And I seen they had a couple of ads. One was for a
Yeah,
like a I want to say it was in the arts, but it was like a documentary. They were looking for people that can. I was thinking just like they do the YouTube documentaries and stuff. They were looking for Pan Africans paying up to $400,000.
Mm. Just to sell your soul, huh?
Yes, and
Wow.
you put money on your plasma gold, your on your gold. What they call it? What they call it? What they call it, y'all?
say it again.
The plasma. What they call the plasma? They call our plasma the something gold.
Liquid gold.
Liquid gas,
Liquid
liquid
gold.
gold,
Right,
yeah.
liquid gold. You
Mm-hmm.
selling your soul, and you
Yep.
know anything they pay for, you know it got to be something to it. They paying people money. They even offered the herbals, the broccoli for people to get that jab. At one point in
Yes.
Chicago, I said, "How insulting!" They was going out there.
Wow.
They was going to the broccoli, to the chicken.
Can we agree that in this
Wow,
country, white people
exactly.
experience racism?
Bro. Yeah, I love my get off here. I should knew that was a red flag.
No,
I love
he
my
did
braids.
not. Just come up here. He came right out the box like what?
They such cowards. That's all they do. Now they running in and running
Lord,
out.
that was funny. That was funny. All I can do is laugh at them because they funny as hell. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I was about to say
Man.
I should have knew that he was up to no good. Like you got that profile. I was like, I love my braids with that profile picture. They can't. Like this can't be nothing good coming out of this. Just to be a dude yelling like blah 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 and losing their fucking mind.
White people
They
experience
are,
that
they
stuff.
are really losing their minds. Because they can't handle pressure. Because if they get fired, all we care about is you could have called me this morning and told me not to come in.
Right. They want to get
that's
that
what we
last
care
labor
about.
out
You
of
know
you
what I'm
before
saying?
they
Like, you don't
before
call
they
me to
shit you
waste my
out.
gas to come in to fire me. We be mad about that. They get mad. They want to take everybody out.
Right.
If I gotta go, you gotta go.
Hey, that's the glitch in the experiment.
They crash the frick out. Just like they do on the panel. They laugh diabolically, and then what's the phases? It's always phases. They laugh, then they get condescending, and then they get angry, and then it turns to insults, and then they say something like he just did, run in and run out. They do it. All of them do it.
Yep, all of them.
Like
all of them do it.
When we not falling into their BS, they definitely start doing that. Like,
right.
Like,
Start laughing at them and shit because you be like, oh. They want you to be angry like they can get to you, whatever. I'm like, shoot, you ain't making nobody angry but yourself.
Exactly.
Because that's what they were trained to do. They were all trained. That's why they all say the exact same things. Have you ever been to Africa? We have this many countries. What else they say? You all told us, called us and bullied us and called us African booty scratchers, which I still think is a lie. They saw that on Boys in the Hood. If y'all don't remember.
As you said that, hold up. As you said that, that's what I was saying. And guess what? One of the kids, I do a mentorship program. Okay. Mm-hmm. One of the kids yesterday said that, and I said, "Oh, are they still using that?" I said, "That's generation to generation of an insult because we used to call people eight." Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we in
like,
the same era.
That was an insult. So I said, if we were African, why would we would run out insult? You know what I'm saying, to everybody if we was African? Make that make sense. Come on now.
Because remember, Trey on Boys in the Hood say, "We are from America. You too." And he said, "No, we not. I'm from Crenshaw. You an African booty scratcher." Booty scratcher. That's where I think they got that from because, well, in my school, we didn't say that. We heard it in Boys in the Hood, but we weren't saying that.
I
You,
was saying that. We were saying that, and I grew up in Canton, Ohio, and I'm like I said, I'm 48. So when we was in elementary school, we was saying that. Yes.
So was that okay? Well, they could have got that. Boys in the Hood could have got that from that because I grew up in the. I was the only melanated in my class. I grew up because I'm in the ancient city, y'all, Shalagua.
Mm-hmm.
So where I grew up, you have Lakeshore Drive where the Chicago Fire
Mm-hmm.
was, and that would be like the feet. Then you have, let's say if it's a body, the feet would be where the fire was, where it started with this cow kicking over a lantern in this water, right? Lakeshore Drive makes it don't make sense. He kicked over a lantern in all this water in Lakeshore Drive. So then you go up the west side, all of our boys that are targeted, it's like an island. That would be the chest. And where I live is like the head. All the only that went through this.
Right.
These specific right and this OP original people. And
Mm-hmm.
this is where you had Cicero and Martin Luther King said it was the most segregated, worse than Alabama. He had not seen the diabolic segregation and racism till he came here because I live right next to Cicero, like 2 minutes away, and these people were still in the 80s and 90s doing what they do in the South.
Mm.
Like you couldn't go through their neighborhood at night,
mm,
you know. And
wow.
now it's all
Crazy.
Hispanic.
Mm,
Yes, it is. Very,
Yeah.
very. Okay. I was
Now it's
like,
all
damn,
Hispanic. Yeah.
they moved in. I've been to Chicago. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So where I live around all them. When you talk about Al Capone, his house, one of his houses was like 2 blocks away with the underground tunnel. It's
Mm-hmm.
like 2 blocks away from me. But then you have all of the mafia and all that in River Forest, which is literally a minute away from me. And this is who my kids grew up with, so they see the underground. All of the mafia heads live there, the houses. So my kids grew up seeing this.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to try to school them because they have no idea about what who these people are and how they got this generational wealth. And if you don't know who you are, you have to know, you have to learn who you are.
And how old are your kids?
My son is 27 now, and
Mm.
my daughter is 19. And
mm,
my daughter gonna be a beast. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Because she's a Cancer, so she sit and just watch.
Right.
She
Oh my
watches.
God. Wait a minute. You said she's a Cancer. So is my
Yes.
granddaughter, and she tries to sneak and watch me do my lives as well.
Yeah, my daughter listens to the lives and she'll
Yep.
come in like, what is wrong with these people listening? And I'm like,
Yes.
you heard that? She was like, really? She'd be tripping because they sound so transparent and she's seeing for herself.
My
But I'm
granddaughter is
so
nine. She
proud
the
of her.
same way. Oh my goodness. She wants to be a little me so bad. Yes. She
Man,
wants to.
yes, and my daughter I'm so proud of her because she's done things that I didn't have the courage to do. She
Mm-hmm.
be rocking her afro puffs, her natural hair when
Mm-hmm.
all of her friends and the people around her wearing the
Yep.
sew-ins, and she is not scared to be herself, and she will not follow the crowd.
That's right.
And
Mm,
and
so
I and I love it, but at that age you don't understand. You feel lonely and things. So I had to explain to her because with this diabolical internet and the
yeah,
algorithm some of these kids have, you really
mhm.
can go into a depression.
Right.
yeah, for sure.
Now,
That's
It's
yeah.
serious. Yeah.
My niece was actually in here defending me. I was like, I don't even want my family seeing these lives really. Like or engaging with them at least. Like y'all, they can watch through the tab. I don't really want to engaging with like and things like that. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, that dude came. This one dude came in here. You already got blocked him already, but he basically said, "What other songs could you make up teaching
oh
American
yeah, because
people
I
about
seen
nothing?"
that song that you made. That I mean, that shit was so funny.
Oh,
Yeah,
And then that video we saw where you was talking about them talking about how they be crying about the wobbles and all that.
yeah. I double back. Like if they gonna troll, I'm a bigger troll. I double back and
Right, that
I'll
shit
have
was
cons.
funny because that's exactly how they sound.
listen, y'all. I think it was Sis Star. One Saturday we got up and we just played music, all the old school. We
Yes.
played, and the people were staying off, but it was so powerful that like sunshine, and just all the
Yeah,
old school when it was a conscious rap.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like. we have so much in common, but I think it's something with that with our age group. But I've seen all the goddesses, me, you, goddess, sister, copper empress. We need to straight up do a Queen Latifah type remix, brand new
Right.
remix on this and cook.
Okay.
That's for sure. Yeah, I was about to say I do want to host like, cause I used to host like physical open mics where like clubhouse rooms. I have open mics. People just express like play music, whatever what they got, showcase our talents and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I like to do that sometimes.
Well, we
Yeah,
need to the vibration of our voices
yeah, for
because I
sure.
know she was send chills. You receipt, you send chills. I haven't spoken to you. I just followed you, mother. But some of our goddesses, man, they send chills through my body when they talk.
Mm.
Just the passion and just especially Copper. She be cooking on them.
Okay.
I be getting
She sure
chills.
do.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
like we all do. I'm proud of all of us. We've been on here for
Yeah.
a while doing this, you know.
I'm proud of the brothers too because a lot of them are more. The younger ones are more. They
Mm-hmm.
farther along than the younger girls.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. You have us, our age range, but the younger girls, they still need guidance. And a lot of these brothers are the key. It's all in the delivery on how you guide them and talk to them instead of
That's
saying,
right.
"Oh, why you be wearing that? Why you be wearing that? I like it's the way you baby when she just chilling, baby. You look so
What's up,
beautiful.
Venus?
Just go,
Mm-hmm.
it's all in the way that y'all approach us because you say something that hit our nerves, we gonna rebel. That's
Right.
us,
Right, for sure. Mm-hmm.
you know. So act like you know our feminine energy.
Mm-hmm.
It
Right.
ain't hard. We real simple and we very loyal.
That
All
matriarch
we want is
energy, baby.
genuine love and don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It's real
Okay.
simple.
What's up? Come up here, Venus. What's about to say? Now I drew a blank. Algonquin,
Mm-hmm.
at Wobble, and a lot of their words. Let's see. Oh, dang my, what's I done lost my train of thought. But that's usually me. Oh,
I want to say this. Can y'all hear me on this phone?
Uh huh.
Oh, I appreciate y'all.
Well, you are kind of muffled, sis.
I know because these headphones on.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
but Darvin's brothers like you are so needed because it's up
Can
to
y'all hear me?
y'all.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
and
damn,
that's
it's
I
up
what
forgot
to
I
y'all
forgot
to
my speaker off on low. My bad. But yeah, I appreciate y'all.
yeah.
tell these little
You keep
boys,
your
pull your
truth,
pants up.
family.
That ain't cute. I mean,
What's up,
What
Sam?
is it?
I
What
remember
I
I
was you
got.
got
talking about
that
the boys?
information from you about John West II, receipt goddess.
Huh?
Oh wow.
I remember I got that information from you. It was a while ago where I got that information from you about John West II. It was
Uh-huh.
like a
What?
marker, and
John.
now what's the deal
after I
with
Hold
got
on,
him?
hold
that,
on,
so
hold
I
on.
figured,
Ooh.
Go ahead. John West II.
yeah, John West
Okay.
II. I got it from your live, or it was either your live or somebody else, but I think it was your live though. About John West II. I think you said that was your family or something like that. If you found that in your lineage. And so, but I ended up finding him in my lineage and going back and finding his dad and everything like that. And they was down with the Pamunkey Indians and everything, so I was related to them too.
Yeah, man. I found out some like shit that I really haven't even heard being talked about. Like they really took our history and turned it into an enslavement. It's like the enslavement didn't really start until, what I'm saying, our men started enlisting into the army,
Mm-hmm.
as well as, I'm saying, like around the WW ones and twos and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's like being a part of this system makes us, what I'm saying, enslaved, because they always use that word enslaved, and people think that has something to do with Africa. That's just
Right.
fucking crazy.
No, on paper.
Can y'all educate me on John West? Because I heard it a little bit, but I don't know.
John West, I had found a marker. She had found a marker, and I had took a picture. And it's John West II. It was saying that he inherited like 6,000 acres of land from his father, John West I.
Mm-hmm.
But it also was saying that he was part of he was
He was enslaved or some shit.
he was
And then they basically, how was he enslaved on his own fucking daddy farm? Like the shit weird.
And
during
he's
Baker's
the
Rebellion
son
or
of
something like that. What it was
Yapping.
during Baker's Rebellion. at the time and whatever. But then it said down at the bottom of that marker, it also said that he was exempt from paying taxes for life on that land, like he was cleared, you know what I'm saying, for his services and his favors and the services to the country of Virginia, because that's when Virginia was a country, not a state.
Yes. Yeah, he's the son of Kokoweski.
Yes, yes.
Yep. And you know what's so crazy? We are all exempt. We are all exempt through our heirs to pay taxes. You know what I'm saying?
Queen Kokowaski. I got the paper on Queen Kokowaski. She's my 10th generation great grandmother. But she's also the niece of Chief Powhatan and the first cousin of Pocahontas. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I'm related. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying. It's iffy on the line. I'm trying to pinpoint, but I could be a direct descendant of her through like she did marry a Richardson. But there's people who claim descendants of like a Richardson. She may have had a dynasty.
Hold on, bro. I'm sorry. I was trying to tell people don't even say nothing because everybody, they love to try to attach themselves to her and don't know the shit about kids and nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nope, don't even mention their name. Don't even mention shit about their name.
Let me tell you something I found out though.
You're right.
So did y'all know that not only was she married before she was forcibly married? Okay, right? She had a husband and a son. I'm not a son. Was it a son or a daughter? But she had a child with her original husband before they basically forcibly taken her, and she was forcibly married to that dude, right?
Same with Pocahontas.
That dude never had no kids.
Same with Pocahontas, or she had a child.
Never had no kids, and she was unalived when she was 21, 22 years old. So they was only forcibly married for 3 years, not even.
Right, and then you see do you know that they erased all of her original images?
Oh, I know the
internet. Like, why they keep showing this old ass lady? This shit crazy.
Yeah.
That's not her. Chief Powhatan. Look at the statue of Chief Powhatan that they got. Look at all the pictures, and then look at whoever they say is her now.
And she has some long ass hair, just like me and my daughter's. Like, oh, man, our hair long as fuck. Shit's crazy. Like
I got
the middle of my back too.
Her grandfather, you know what I'm saying? Yes, and like I said, Queen Kokowaski is her first cousin, and because Queen Kokowaski's dad was Chief Powhatan's brother, one of his brothers.
Yeah, I'm a descendant of her. I'm a direct descendant of Pocahontas and a descendant of what would be Kokowaski's aunt, I think. Yeah, I ain't gonna. You know, if you know the families that trickle through them lines, like that's how I'm kidding. And then
I got the statue of her. I got the picture of the statue of what, you know what I'm saying, of what they built of her. And I don't know if she's in her statue's in Richmond, but she's definitely in Virginia somewhere. Her statue.
Yeah, it's at the mall in Richmond. It's in the mall in Richmond.
Okay, I figured.
And a lot of these statues on the back of them, they have information that people don't even realize is there. Not the front, but if you look at the back, it'll say things like Indian or something that connects it to us. Like I have an example, but I can't think of what exactly it said. But I was like, people never look at the back. They never look at the wording in the small letters and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's right in your face. Have y'all seen this documentary? I can't remember this man's name, but he was supposed to be this white sea man that had a daughter who was melanated, and they were on the train. And this man said, "Don't bring this trash. You know that they can't sit in, in the white sea section." But this was way back, and he was like, he said, "What did you say?" He said, "Well, we're all, the guy was like, well, we're all people and da da da," trying to, tell him like that's disrespectful. And then he just kept being disrespectful. And then this white sea guy like nudged him and he said, "Do you know who that is?" And he was like, "Who?" He said, "That's, I want to say something Brown or something," but he was to be the guy that took up for the melanated. But I'm like, this can't be true, because the whole narrative makes it seem like it's like, that Roots thing. But y'all know what it's talking about. They made a little movie out of it.
What was the movie?
His name is.
I've seen a lot of movies, but
He's supposed to be this infamous guy, the white tee.
Skin. Oh, she said it's called Skin.
Skinner. It was that what? Maybe I
But
was.
she said I know of a
Sinner.
movie called Skin.
Oh, I don't know, but I don't know
It
this
was
guy's
about
name.
two white people and a melanated daughter. Is that what it is?
I just saw that clip.
Oh, you talking about the one where both her parents was white, but she came out.
I don't know, girl. I just seen the clip, and he was supposed to be this infamous guy who basically was on the side of trying to free, to end the so-called slavery thing, and he was known for just like you talk crap before you blink, you gone. If you was disrespecting or being showing hatred towards us, and but I gotta get this man name, and I looked him up, but every time I looked him up, it wasn't a picture. It was like a drawing. You know how they do.
Yes.
And so I was wondering, I'm gonna get it and find out if y'all ever heard. But he's supposed
That's how
to be
you know
this
people ain't
famous.
last long. They ain't been here long at all because all the things about them is pictures and portraits.
Yeah.
They don't have no statues, and they don't have no statues of them with no crowns or anything. So, I mean, make that make sense. Okay.
No, yeah. But damn, I can't think of this man's name. But he was supposed to be one of the fighters for us, but the white team was very scared of him because he was known for defending us, and he had a black daughter, a melanin daughter. I hate that black thing, but I was like, is this even true?
I mean, you never know. It could have been, and that's probably why you don't hear much about him.
Yeah, that's true.
You see
Or
what I'm
lies
saying?
mixed up in the truth like they do in the movies.
They sure do.
African women is gay.
Oh, not one of those.
A light skinned indigenous, but the hue. They classified him and were looking, as they classified him by his color instead of his blood. And he was passing.
A lot of them, I told you, that's what I said. All the way fair skin, all the way down to indigo, baby. That fair skin, they were confused. But I can tell who is fair skin and then who is a pink pigmented.
Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah. My family on my daddy's side, I still have to find out if they do. My daddy's side, I great grandfather is what he mixed with. Because they say he came from Wales, but Wales is supposed to be here too.
It is. You're absolutely correct. Wales is here.
Then I look back at the crest, all these castles and mansions, and they had to take a picture of White Tea standing in front of the castle.
Of course, those planet pictures. But yeah, Wales is over here.
That's interesting. Do you know where it's supposed to be?
Today? I think somewhere in Virginia, only because Virginia was huge.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing I found out.
Virginia was England. West Virginia was Ireland.
And that's why my granddaddy would always say he was Irish. He was Irish. And we like, what? Okay, why do he say that? But now I get it.
Because we know who the Irish are, but he was ID. You know what I'm saying? Look, now this is what I always tell people as well. You got to understand Ireland.
Okay, break it down.
England. You understand what I'm saying? Like why Scotland? You like why are all these these names in the British Isles. Do you know what the word Isle means?
Island?
Island. Now, guess what? I know a melanated family in Canton, Ohio, right now with that last name.
Mm.
They don't even know what it means. How about that?
So that makes sense because when I looked up the thing when I was deep into this, why they keep calling me? So what is an African? What is an African? Some places said some documentation said that it was Ohio,
Oh,
but then I heard Tunisia.
Ohio is basically the Holy Land. Ohio Valley is the Holy Land. Okay. Now, this is one of the places where they found those Decalogue Holy Stones that they said were fake.
And where all
And
those
they found
kids
in the
came out.
mound. Well, what I did was years ago. I told TikTok my live. I said I'm gonna find where one of those Decalogue Holy Stones are, and I'm gonna go and do it. I'm gonna go to the museum where it's at, and I'm gonna research it. So that's what I did. I found one in Conshohocken, Ohio. Went, and it took me like an hour and 15 minutes to drive from Columbus to Conshohocken to this museum where they had that Decalogue Holy Stone that they do the documentary on YouTube. What was Henry Wyrick is the white dude that so-called, you know what I'm saying, found it and everything like that, and they called him a liar and said that he was fake and all that shit. Mind you, he was a chicken nugget man. He was, he was one of them incubator babies, and they called him a liar and said it wasn't, you know what I'm saying, it was fake. That's what they say. But then my thing is, how do y'all got it in the museum making money off of it in a display where can't nobody touch it if it's fake? I mean, come on.
Now look, y'all, this is my great grandfather and my great grandmother in Mississippi. When I was telling y'all he looked like a white tee. So that's him. Now don't he look like he's melanated, just light? To me, I don't know. But
he looks like a can't nobody.
So that's him. Now don't he look like he's melanated, just light? To me, I don't know. So I always call them howdy doody. Because he had the freckles and wait, that's them. Because they had the freckles and that's why I said the worst thing we could have done, or our parents putting that freaking crack in our hair. Because it takes so many phases to go back to your natural state. And when I went natural, that's what I found out. But this is me when I was 5. You see that big book? You see this big old bush? My mother couldn't even comb through it. That's why it's so poofy. That she put a kitty perm in my hair.
Oh.
And my hair was still very long, and it stayed healthy. But I didn't even come out of that and go natural until my 30s.
Wow.
And you don't appreciate nothing when you have it.
Right.
And I'm like, wow,
I'm natural
people
now.
wear their hair the way my hair naturally was. People always thought I had a freaking wig on. But if we never mess with our hair, oh my God. Natural, it grows so much healthier and everything. But this is my hair natural now.
Okay.
So all of us would have hair like this if we didn't start thinking that we needed to change. It's sad. I hate it.
Oh, it's like it wasn't even our idea to even change because we, have been pressing our hair and stuff like that for a long time. But it's just like, they made it to where it was like prominent, like to go to school and get jobs and shit like that. That perm led to A whole bunch of stuff.
And how they gonna tell us that? What was the reason? I think they even said that it was unsanitary for afros, but then they have these cosplaying white tee with their fake dreads and oily and just looking crazy, and they would say nothing about that.
Huh?
You know, well, at my school, I would see the white tee, the ones that was considered like
For my uniform, when we got the same uniform, I can't help that it fit me the way it do.
Right. My body is
my
more
house is getting a witty or so old because my body feels it the way it's supposed to be feel.
I think the biggest I ever been in high school was like 132. But I was mostly,
Muscle.
top and bottom. Shit. I don't know what the fuck else they want us to do.
Right.
Thicker than a snicker, and they'll say that you have to lose weight on their body scale as far as the doctors, because they're not judging by a scale that narrates for our nature. Right. So they tell you're borderline obese. You should probably lose about 15 pounds. If you listen, you're gonna look like a bobblehead. Like Oprah did.
Can't help it that we ain't got long torsos and little bitty legs
Oprah,
and shit. We can't help it.
Yeah.
We can't help that we ain't shaped like Johnny Bravo. I'm just saying.
Right. And then when we lose weight, we don't look right when we lose weight.
No.
And bike.
That's crazy.
Hey. Man, I got some gems too. I'm gonna drop a little bit later.
For sure. Oh man. Who else we got here?
You should have a panel. You should have a panel where it's God Goddess, God Goddess, God Goddess, and we just take turns. I'm talking about like receipt, the ones that just like got their information down and just cook. But with that balance.
For sure, yeah, I would like to do that. Yeah, we just have a panel like no trolls, just us doing type shit.
Oh, they wouldn't come up because the energy would be too strong. They wouldn't come up. Trust me.
Yeah,
they
just us
come up.
going back and forth. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
but people be
around. Oh yeah, we do it through Showtime.
Yeah, I think that'll be
5 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and present, but that balance of the feminine and the masculine. Yeah, they wouldn't even try to dare come up because the energy would be too strong. It's like a force field. Yeah. Because you know what I'm noticing, and I know you finna go, but I just want to say this, and I think it's a shame. This past week, what I've noticed, that's why I love Receipt, but Receipt, she'll shut you down. Hold on. But I love it about her, and I gonna give her that pass because I don't do that, Receipt. I'm gonna tell you now, but I give you that respect because I respect you. But every woman can't get it. I ain't gonna lie, because they just like on something else. It's an ego thing. But it just disappoints me what I've seen lately. I've seen a lot of lives that it's really a lot of males, and they go into this ego thing. Like they get something they feeling, or if we supposed to be teaching and everything, but when a woman comes up, they'll feel some kind of way. Then the people that I don't think with their disrespect, they start going back and forth like the female is doing something wrong when really she's doing what all of y'all doing, but you disrespecting, and it's obvious like you feel some kind of way, like it's a threat, and I don't like that. I don't know what is up with that, but I've seen it at least 3 times.
It happens a lot.
I've seen it for a long time. That's why I stay over there in my lane, and then I've just happened to be up over here because, like I said, I know I've been following Darby for a long time, so you know what I'm saying. He ain't never came across like all them other egotistical dudes. So that's the only reason why
Yeah, I
him
noticed
and
that. I
only
like him.
two
I
other
like you.
people.
I like you, Darvis. Flowers
Hmm.
to Darvis.
Yeah.
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 Anybody else? I'll stay right on over there on my live
I
and my
do my
platform. I
best.
usually don't come up on people's channels though. You know what I'm
Yeah.
But you
saying?
know,
Very
it's like
intriguing.
especially I ain't even gonna lie, and I have a tendency to let people know, like, man, you know, a lot of people they don't know me by my videos or nothing because I don't really post. I don't post none at all, really. But
Right,
it's like
me either,
they
man.
know me through me, and I be
Mhm.
trying to tell people, like, man, when I step on panels, I already understand my responsibility. I'm gonna get disrespected. Period.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
the
I
shit that
seen your
come out my
journey,
mouth,
Receipt.
girl, they be coming, but
They
they
do.
can't bother me. You know what I'm saying?
Until they got to know you, then they
Mhm.
gave you that respect. But I seen your journey when they would just get upset or talk over you, and then you would say something like, "You know what? I'm gonna just mute up," or then eventually you'll start dropping. But now that they been around, then they give you that respect. But I saw how it was in the beginning.
Yeah, but you know what?
Mhm.
That wasn't even their fault because it's like all of our people are passionate and they have something to add. And I know that when you telling the truth, it just pops and people have something to say. It's
Mhm.
just me. I losing my train of thought. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So I had to tell people like it's not me getting offended because everybody has the right to chime in and you know what I'm saying, speak their
Mhm.
turn. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool. It's just I would lose my train of thought and people would think I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll mute up and I'll be like, no, y'all go ahead. They'd be like, no, it's your turn. I'll be like, fuck. I don't remember.
Right, right. Yeah, that
Yeah,
happens
but I
sometimes
think
like too.
it was an energy that was threatening. That's what
Mhm.
because they
Yes,
was doing
after
the
that,
same
goddess.
thing, but they
Yeah.
for some reason didn't want to
So look,
hear the
goddess,
female.
it was after that, after I announced that. So I knew that by me announcing it, people could probably try to use that against me. So you're right. After that, it was just like people just knew that if they interrupt, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna lose my train of thought. So yeah, they do know that and they'll try to toy with it. But you know, when I'm on a roll, I'm on a roll, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, I get it because you'll be like, hold on a minute. I know I talk. Oh, but people, I gotta work on that.
Mhm.
That's
Mm.
what we do, y'all. That's what we
Because all of us goddesses have something to offer.
Yes,
And
we
do.
do.
me, I know for a fact, number one, silencing our goddesses or trying to get all the goddesses to be like me. First of all, that shit will never happen.
Heck
Secondly,
no.
we
We
are
are
12 to the 13 zodiacs. You know what I'm saying? Short.
Mhm.
Look, we got goddess over here finna go fucking hard. She ain't got no time for y'all bullshit. We got
Mhm.
another goddess that's gonna sit back and maul your ass. We got the goddesses in the comments. You know what I'm saying? We all play a
Mhm.
part.
Yes.
We sure do.
Yeah, that's why I reside with only a few, like I named y'all, and then there's some that's still stuck in that. That's why women always have a problem with a crew because everybody want to be queen bee and can't support the shine of the other goddess. Because we all same with brothers, we all have a purpose. It never can be one leader. It can't. It's not natural for us.
Nope.
It's a leader in every purpose, and that's the thing. They give us one leader, everybody else following, and then you got the people that's envious and the crabs in the barrel, and that's the problem.
Right.
All of us
They
have to
got our
come out
culture mixed up thinking
exactly,
that if you chop the the HEAD off the snake, then that's how you
exactly.
get us. That ain't how you get us at all. And we
Yep,
ain't gonna ever
No.
tell you how. You know? So it's
that's
like we all just have to understand that we should just love ourselves enough to know that damn shorty right here, that's my sis. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Let's just right. Y'all
Why are you
You can't
envious?
call
Like
everybody that. You can't call everybody that.
you
Mm-mm.
can, but
So
everybody is not secure in themselves. That's why I be saying
guess
exactly.
what, goddess,
I
y'all?
fix
I'm
the
sorry.
crown.
I just want to say this, and I'm gonna mute up. You know what it is, though.
What?
Everybody don't understand that. See, this is the this was already written for the goddess of light, right? The goddesses of light is supposed. Wait, hold on. Let me just say it to where I ain't saying it too much, but we have demigoddesses out here.
Mm-hmm.
What's a
Like
demigod?
so the light so a demigoddess is a light dimmer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
them ones basically like Pan African women or you know what I'm saying, women
Yep.
who, you know what I'm saying, like love to use their BLOD and put it in spaghetti, them type of
Yeah.
low
Yes.
vibrational hoes, you know what I'm saying? So excuse my French. I'm just saying they
Yes.
don't
I see
really
him on the other
understand that
panel.
once we hold on, let me just say this real quick. Once we understand that this is really the battle, because you see a demigoddess can infiltrate a god. You get what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
once we in, you know what I'm saying, let that Demi got us know a lot of the light dimmers, right? They just hurt people hurting people. But then you have the other ones. The other ones that know what the fuck is up and they benefit off of this bullshit. Now them the ones I got smoked with. I don't give a fuck.
Absolutely. That's what I was saying. Like being your hype man. I don't be cutting you out, but I know that to make you lose your train of thought, just be your hype woman. But it's you see a lot of them on that guys panel. You know what I'm talking about? GS. And you have that girl that no, she ain't no dang on African. I think she descended from there. So I don't know if the girl getting paid or if she a pick me. I don't know. But she'll never get me smoke no more because it's like the energy. She'll calm it down, and I'm just like, cause I be just telling her, girl, this makes no logical sense. And then she'll back him up. I get so mad, like, oh my god,
Yeah.
are you? And it's always
Is
the
that a
young
woman that's
ones.
Y'all know who I'm talking
Been around for a while.
the name that starts with a P?
Huh?
I don't even know this girl's name. She be on GS panel.
Well, never
With his
mind then.
fast talking
You
tail.
talking about the cockeyed one? The one that looked like
it's an older woman and it's a young girl. This light skin
Oh, with glasses?
with glasses. Yes. Her.
Who's
You know what
that?
I'm talking about?
I know
No,
who you're
her.
talking.
Ooh,
I came
she made
across
me
her.
mad.
I came across her on Twitter when Ronald Dawson decided to make a space about us over there. I ended up getting kicked out the space after that Kofi dude, right? He had kicked me out. He had kicked me out the space because Ronald Dawson was talking mad shit on Twitter. He was like, "Oh, I tried to go to Tariq Nasheed. I tried to go to Dane Calloway. They don't want to debate me. Blah blah blah." So I invited her. Like, you can go live with me. You can come to my space. We could, chop it up. He did not acknowledge me at all. To this day, he does not acknowledge me at all.
Yeah. I get
And then
kicked off of this panel all the time. Dummy panel.
yeah, and then that Kofi dude, he ended up kicking me out the space because he's trying to, like, oh, what's your link? Da, 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 da. So I was answering that shit. And then when I started answering his questions correctly, he got stuck. He was like, oh, what? He was like, oh. I was like, yeah, you didn't expect that, did you? And then he's like, oh, you're not powered to da 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 da. And I started like, just tell me about the power. Then I ended up getting kicked from the space. I was like, man, that shit was lame.
These people have no education. These people, their IQ is that I'd be like, woo, I just want to hit him in his throat. And then this is what really gets me. He says everything because I would say because we're in Chicago, we say, oh, goof ass. You know what I'm saying? That's like, especially the girls, we like get that deep voice, oh, goof ass. You know what I'm saying? And he started saying it. He called everybody goofy. You're goofy. He's a goofy. I'm like, y'all just can't let us have nothing. You got to take the vernacular. You got to take everything. Right. Now you using. Well, I said it one time that you just a goofy. I'll call him goofy. Y'all just goofy. And next thing I know, he's saying goofy. I'm like goofy. And now he called
YT man.
Goofy. Oh,
D White like truly got a hold of his screenshot. His mug shot. Man, they ripped through him.
Go ahead, mother. My bad.
HITE. You know, I was using his mugshot in my live too. They ain't like that.
Oh, it was a rap once Twitter got a hold of it. Then they tore him a new one. They stopped talking about Indians after that shit.
Like why is his race WHIT? I said I told you that's what they identify when they come over here. That's come on, bro.
You know, that's how you know we original because why do we do this shit? Like we'll just get to sit up here talking and then we just out of the blue.
I know. I love that.
Always come with some shit. I'm just saying.
That living thing clip with Khadijah and Max and that was hilarious when what's his name Regine walked in with the outfit on. Did y'all see that?
No, I'm talking about how Darvin with his little video talking so you're not original to America.
I didn't see it.
I made like two.
That's what y'all talking about earlier. I was cracking up. I said, because that's exactly how they sound. I swear. Down pat. I was cracking up.
Yeah,
prove it.
That shit was genius. I dropped the song. They thought they actually made it. One of them actually made the fucking song. I was like,
Yo, why did he play this shit on his live and didn't even tell us who wrote it or who did it? And we really up and down sitting there thinking that these other people did it, and this motherfucker
wrote it and he did it.
I want to see it.
You should play it, Ari.
Hey, go to his page. When you go to his
I
page,
don't know which one. Yeah, I'll play it for y'all. Y'all want to hear it?
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my god. This shit is fucking hilarious, yo.
Yeah. Well, yo,
I
actually,
need to subscribe. Let me subscribe.
where are my videos at? Hold on. Oh, all right. I was about to say I'm on the laptop. Let me see. Let me what I gotta do? I'm gonna have to lower the volume on. Oh, it's already lowered, so I'm gonna just play it. Then I gotta unmute it. Let me see. Let me what I gotta do? I'm have to lower the volume. Oh, oh, you see it? Damn, this background look funny. Dang, how the hell? Oh, you see it? Damn, this background look funny. All right, so let me do that. You're a wife, you're pretending. You're a wife, you're pretending. You're a wife, you're pretending. Why don't you take a DNA test? Show us your blood quantum with racist. Why don't you speak your native language? Your ancestors came on slave ships. I'm a 23andMe disciple. Jesus is my idol. The test is better than the Bible. Just say you're African before I bite you. You're a white. Your grandma lied about her long silky hair. You're 20% white, so that's how it got in there. 7% Nigerian, but you don't even care. Admit that you're from Africa and stop being scared. Show your results so we can see that you're a spit kid Bantu just like me. You're a grandma lied about her long silky hair. You're 20% white, so that's how it got in there. 7% Nigerian, but you don't even care. Admit that you're from Africa and stop being scared. Show your results so we can see that you're a spit kid Bantu just like me. You're a
Wow.
That man thought he was Ed Sheeran hit that note up.
23andMe disciple. That shit. Oh my god.
Wow.
I'm done, yo.
What else I make? I made one for Big Back. You know I need a big snack, and you know it's a Big Mac, cause I'm a big back, big back. You know I can't see my feet.
Ooh.
I feel the Tyson. I sound like Darth Vader when I breathe. Just a little hefty, can't you see? Cause I'm a big back. You know I need a big snack, and you know it's a big back. Cause I'm a big back, big back. Only time I leave the reservation is when I make my reservations. I eat it all without just reservations. Give the two just to show my dedication. Cause I'm a big back, big back. You know I
You should have used this picture.
Wow.
Anytime I leave the reservation, it's when I make my reservations. I'ma eat it all. What the fuck is preservation? Eating for two just to show my dedication. Cause I'm a back big. Only time I leave the reservation is when I make my reservations. I'ma eat it all. What the fuck is preservation? Eating for two just to show my dedication. Cause I'm a big bag, big bag.
Wow.
What else? Like,
It came up with the word big back. They need to be fired because, oh my gosh, it's yeah.
Didn't they say what was that thing with the bison's heads that yeah, they was unalive now?
yeah, I think something like that. Hold on,
Hey,
what I made?
Darvin,
Oh,
my bad. I was gonna tell you you should have used this picture for that big bag.
for sure. I got a panty one too. Hold on. Yeah, the panties.
Did y'all see that new thing going around there?
Why you so embarrassed? You got self. You're an African. Why you so embarrassed just to admit that we were slaves? Why you so embarrassed just to admit that we were slaves? You say you Indian, that's why we attack. Save Africa, we ain't never going back. Staying in the States, cause all we do is cap. Watching with a Becky and an RPG flag. Fuck, Dr. Boomar, I'm addicted to that snow bunny cooch. Super freaky, I didn't let her lick on my cooch. Said my grandma's a liar and I think this shit is cool. Your Brandy ain't Indian, you just look like a foot. You got self, hey, you're an African. You got self, hey, you're an African. Why you so embarrassed just admit that we were slaves? Why you so embarrassed just admit that we were slaves? I can't even trace my lineage back. Fuck a family tree. Let's put Africa on the map. Just make shit up on your tree. Just go and take the 23 and me so we can finally flee to the motherland and be at peace. But it's the panty and me that sell your ass a fucking pipe dream.
Yeah. The Moorish one.
Oh,
Yes.
And I heard they put a spell on them. That's what happened.
Black and Indian just means that you're a slave. Turn the noble true, I need to really get saved. Cause you're a more brother. In actuality, it's time to claim your real nationality. America is El Morocco, and you ain't even know like your name is Rocco. R.I.P. True, I think we totally miss him. Cause he's the one that get us after system. You're a Pick up a book and read the treaties and the Black Law Dictionary. Use a phrase. You're not black, you're truly white. Black is dead, and that's why you have to fight for your life. Cause you're a more brother Islam. You're a more brother Islam. You're a more brother Islam.
I made a Hebrew one too. This is the last one.
We're God's chosen people, the Israelites. 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 You say you're an Indian, that's the tribe of Gad. Why do you want to be American so bad? Because this land is Babylon. Sit down and let me get my Babylon. Israel has our autonomy. I need you to go and read Deuteronomy. I will save you from Esau's sodomy. Psalms 82:6. It's the God in me. We're God's chosen people, the Israelites. We're God's chosen people, the Israelites. We're God's chosen people, the Israelites. Yo, we're God's chosen people, the Israelites. We're God's chosen people, the Israelites. We're God's chosen people, the Israelites. Yo, you say you're Seminole, you're the tribe of Reuben. The Pharaoh had us making bust down Cubans. Yeah, we came from slaves, but fuck a Hamite. Kicked us out of Israel and took our land rights. Don't worry, cause Yah is coming back. And gathering his soldiers to put Esau on his back. Running up on him, and yeah, we folding them. Turn your life to Yah, cause we're the chosen ones. Yeah, we're God's chosen people, the Israelites. We're the God's chosen people, the Israelites.
That Moore one might be my favorite. Yeah, I'm not gonna
Right, right.
Well, I'm still confused about the narrative with the Moors because they said this. They said they did a spell on them, and that spell with the white tea. And they started mixing, and it wasn't. They weren't like that before. Like they was the architectures and everything, and then you had this spell, like a lot of our passport brothers are going through.
Well, let me break it down for the Indian Moorian confused with the Moorish law people, which are the fake Moors. Those are the ones that be talking about, you know what I'm saying, the Moroccan Empire over there in Africa, the United Nations and the treaties and all that shit. And they always talk about 1952, they always talk about some 1900 shit.
True.
Okay? And I'll be like, you can't talk about nothing, you know what I'm saying, if it 1900.
Right.
Well, I can see if you're talking about 1817, but you 1900, and that's all you got.
Well, the Treaty of Tripoli, after the United States was created. That's how far they can go back.
The treaty. Nah, fuck
Yeah, it's all don't make sense because then they talk about they came out of Africa when it wasn't no Africa in the 1600s. Not
Right.
the one, not the, you know what I'm saying? That was the one that's not this one, the new continent.
And
So
the Moorish law people, they were the ones that, you know what I'm saying, worked with those chicken nuggets and the fake Moors, which is the fake Arabs, you know what I'm saying, over there in Africa, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, and all that Barbary period and all that bull crap, that was all them over there.
Okay, so the original ones that in the beginning that were they the ones the MUIR or the ones
Okay,
that didn't
so
have the vowels in the
right.
word?
Those are the MUURs, the MOORs, but those are the Indian Moorians. That's what we were called over in you know what I'm saying, over here and everything before they went over there into so-called Europe. You know what I'm saying? Created that over there and everything. But then, like I said, while they was over there, they dropped the Indian. And at one point it was called the Moorian. And then at another point, they just start calling them Moors. And then also that's where they got the Moors by bloodline mixed up with those fake Moorish law peoples.
Wow.
So that's why everybody get it confused. And that's why I always say the Moors by bloodline talking about us over here, not talking about them people over that fake Al Morocco and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
okay, I get it now.
Those people that claim their sovereign citizenship and all that bull crap. Yeah. Those people, those Fez people, those We not them.
Then they said a Fez was found on the I saved it, but they said a Fez was found in I can't remember the places.
On Olmec.
Nah, it was different.
Seminole, yeah, they say like the Seminole, because they wore turbans and stuff. Like the Seminole, the Cherokee, I think they're not.
But they were talking about like a on something like the flag or something or the whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
But see, that's the Moroccan flag. That don't belong to us.
I don't
Right.
know if it's
Yeah.
the flag though, but they said different. They named different places. I have it. I just don't feel like getting it.
I think
And
I know
they
what you're
said the
talking about.
feds was. They said the feds was on each of them. In different places.
Oh, brother.
Basically, you have to get it to show that they were basically. It was like a representation. They had the symbol of the feds.
Mm.
Symbol. I'm gonna get it, but
Now,
they are so
Snow, who was that?
confusing.
Who was that that said replace the feathers with the feathers? Who was that? Was that George Washington?
Yeah.
So-called George Washington. What's his real name? Adam what?
Adam.
Adam
It's start with a W.
Stock something.
Yeah,
It's
it's start
started
with a
with
W.
ST.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was the one that said replace the feather with the fez and their sandals or something on their something.
Yeah.
So that's when you understand what he was saying. Basically, stop calling them Indians. You know what I'm saying? Replace them with those people, the Fez people, the big force law people.
And
Right.
say that they came out of Africa
Mm-hmm.
and brought the African story back in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord, it's just so illogical to me.
It's
Like,
so deep. You know
why
what
are
I'm
you
saying?
African
All
and y'all don't?
angles.
Yeah, you don't get it wrong. So who are the African? What's the
Oh, the
ones who
Africans
live
came from everywhere. They came from Asia. They came from all the Caribbean islands that they took from here and took them over there. Yeah, they from all over.
Yeah, this
But
one
they
guy.
originally came from like the areas of Alaska. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
These
Hey,
are the
that too.
bloodline of
What's up,
you know what I'm
AJ?
saying, Jezebel and Ahab and what's the other dude name? Vlad, the Impaler. What's the other one?
They
El
came from a
Mal,
whole bunch of
right?
places.
So yeah, and these people,
That's when I
in so
think
many
of
words,
Nigerians. The
yeah,
Nigerians.
but no, but these people is somewhat of the idea of the fact that they led their people into the promised land when really it was like 12 to 13 families or the firstborn of each of those tribes came and you know what I'm saying took over the territories over here. And I keep trying to tell people they got to detach ourselves from that idea of us, you know what I'm saying, having a migration story
Mm-hmm.
and you know, a migration.
Receipt. This is what be confusing me. You have the ones like I got this video. He was trying to pick his hair with it when I picks. We had the Afro picks,
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
they was and he couldn't get it through with that hair, that BDB hair, and that dark skin. They just have a different feature. Those are the ones that I associate with African. But when you go like the ones like I don't know if you know Jay, but a lot of them look like American men. They don't look alike, but you have that one dark one with the distinct features, and they look like they're like part of the Nigerians, but they are the ones that don't look like the mixture in Nigeria. They don't look alike.
Right. So these
Because a lot of those
ones,
people were
that's what
brought
I'm saying.
there.
So, go ahead. Oh,
No, I was just saying a lot of people were brought there in Nigeria. Yeah, I'll be asking them. I was like, what? Why don't y'all have a Nigerian language? They speak Yoruba.
yeah.
Don't they speak everything? They
Because
got
the real
different
Niger
languages?
River is literally right there by Ohio and shit. But I was just saying that you could tell. Okay, so when I was talking about these 12 tribes,
You
when
said
you understand
Ohio,
these
so it
are
was Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
It was Ohio then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ohio Valley. Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, goddess. Go ahead.
when you understand like how these people when you hear their story, we hear the more than them than they're talking. They always talk about how their land, Lemuria, and all of this, we the Lanteans, and how their land flooded, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now think about how they talk about the story of Noah. I'm telling you, like this shit ain't happened that long ago.
Nope.
You get what I'm saying? And how these people, right? They always talk about how it's Shem, Shem, Ham, Japheth, and all that shit. And then they talk about Canaan, but just peep game. They also talk about the 7 sisters, and then they never really talk about the 12 and the 13.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So when you understand that in all actuality, Satan is Jesus. You get what I'm saying? In their aspect. So when you understand that, they always talk about the 12 disciples, but it's 13 royal bloodlines, right? That's
Yep.
they're the Commonwealth. So these 13 came the fuck over here because they were already cast out. They done basically created within their own bloodline 13 different types of bloodlines that don't have neuromelanin in their brain. These are the people who really do not absorb the sun. They don't. These are the people, that's why they wearing all them goddamn clothes in the desert. It ain't just, you know what I'm saying? So
Yes, I told
these
you.
are the burnt faces.
Some chicken nugget people with brown skin suits on.
Yeah, a lot
That's
of
what I call them. Yeah.
most of them, they bald headed.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have hair on
Right.
their, they don't have hair on their arms and shit, and then their skin, it's
It's
like
rough.
super
Yes.
tight. Like they could, like, you know how majority of the Nigerians, like they literally could take a hot ass fresh soup off the motherfucking fire and get the using their fingers and shit, bro. Like, you cannot tell me a person like that could absorb sun doing some shit like that.
Yeah, this is almost like this autistic boy that my mom keeps.
It's like rubber.
It's hot. It's scalding hot food, and we have to tell him to blow it. He will put that hot food in his tongue, like he can't feel. I don't know what it is, but the sensations that normal people have, they don't have. Y'all see that what I put up when they was explaining to me about the Hebrew Israelites, and they was talking about the tribes in America. They said these gems actually represent. Can you bring it up, Jarvis? The tribes, the gems, what's found in America, the Americas, and it represents the 12 tribes.
The ruby, the emerald, opal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you know that's the minerals that grow on this land that we own as well.
See what I'm saying? So they said that's a representation of the 12. It's not a literal 12 tribes. It's representative of the gems in the soil. Because it's real, like, what is that? Isis, Ra, All Seeing Eye, and El.
But it's literally, because you know that's exactly. I'm so glad you mentioned that. Y'all remember I kept showing y'all how Spain, and then you look at the Moorish or Morrison sign where they got them 3 heads, one on top of the other 2, and you see how, think about it, Ohio, Spain, and motherfucking Nigeria is practically shaped exactly the same.
Right, and we know the original Spain was over here.
Right. So look, goddess, because I definitely need to cook with you one day, right? You know how right there in Ohio, they don't never talk about the enslavement of indigenous people of Ontario and Ohio. So they got Atlanta, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? And it's, I think it's Lake Erie, and then there's something else. But it talks about the 1400s on how they were, quote unquote, saying this enslavement thing. But what it really was we was doing a barter system, and along the way we was losing people.
And they was running
not even knowing that they
were
snatching people from
our land. I got a picture of that.
Yeah, but look, peep game, not even knowing that they were snatching our people from underneath the ground because they got what? The Ohio catacombs.
Right, true.
You know what I'm saying?
The underground
catacombs, that's our ancestors. They still got them on display, goddess. You know what I'm saying? And that's when they. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I just want to say that when they drew that map, talking about this is a boat, and you know what I'm saying, that's how they stacked our people. Those are exact images. I done showed Darvid and shit already. That these are catacombs.
Yes.
What's a catacomb?
It's like an underground, not really an underground, but a grave. It's like underground grave of indigenous people, though.
Yeah, you remember I showed you before indigenous the skull and bones and shit.
Yeah,
they have them in New York too. That's why it's Greece and Greece, New York.
Yep.
Wow.
We got
that was an image of unalive people,
the melanated giants. You know what I'm saying? American Indians. Yeah.
And then they got, so like over in that area, it was a lot of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Like we have whole underground cities that got sunlight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you realize that that's where the port is, because Ohio was the first place that they labeled as our Cuban line, or what you would call Africa, because we have to think about where's the place by Ohio
Valley,
Kentucky, Tennessee, you know what I'm saying, right around that area. That shit wild, bro.
Now wait a minute. As you said that, I did a spiritual reading not too probably a year ago, and what she had told me was, which shocked me, but really didn't shock me because I first started out on this platform talking about the mounds and the mound builders and stuff like that. But what she told me was the ancestors told her to tell me that I have some family members that were buried here on this land. I'm like, oh, okay. But I'm thinking she might be talking about a cemetery. She was like, and these family members, they go past seven generations. So she said seven generations and beyond. And I'm like, okay, all right, seven generations. I'm like, okay. But then she was like, but she said they weren't showing her a burial site like a cemetery. I said, oh, really? I said, well, what are they showing you? She said, they showing me a burial mound. I said, oh.
Yep.
I get 1 second, 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I gotta show y'all something. Cause I just snooping on this analytics site. I just found out how much TikTok fucking owes me.
Uh-oh. They owe you some thousands.
Oh shit.
No. Yeah, I'm looking at my analytics. We see. I'm looking at my analytics. We see right here, followers, this, and that. Look at estimated earnings per video. I'm.
Wait, I can't
Who do
even.
I? Yo, estimate. Hold on. 20
What the fuck?
per video. This is what I'm supposed to be making per video.
Right.
They be straight ganking the money.
They be ganking us.
Well, that's why they shadow ban and stuff like that. Talking about, oh, your content is not original. You know what I'm saying? To be monetized. That's what they tell you. That's what they tell you.
Bite shit. I'm about to go on a 10. Bite that. I know you're listening, Bite Dance, right? Because you did that before. You tried to verify I was human on my last live stream when I was doing when it was just me up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Start cutting me my money.
Right.
That's all I got to say.
Run me my check, please.
Because I post at least 3 videos a day.
That's why we
right?
need to get off of
And
this.
see, that's why I don't post videos anymore because I got tired. I got tired of delete my hard work. You know what I'm saying? I just got tired.
I had this video where this guy came up as I don't know what ethnicity he was, but let's say white tea, and he was saying black people are not really, and he was like, they call them black and African American, but they are the indigenous people. It was one of them videos when he was basically breaking it down, and they took it off. They would not let me keep that up there, and I'm like, it ain't misinformation. So yeah, they are greedy, and if they can't, they loose you when they can't use you as a pawn anymore. That's why they sending the Siberians back. It's like they don't care. Oh, okay, we can't use them anymore. Like we can't keep giving them this money for them to cosplay, so we don't need them.
But guess what, goddess? Do you know what? It's not even TikTok fault. I'm gonna tell you who fault it is.
Who?
There was this lady. Her name is Susan something. I forgot her name, but she was talking about how her and her people invested $2 billion to monitor TikTok, right? And then on top of that, you have the Pan Africans. Why are you hiring people to be content moderators on all platforms?
Right.
And so
they pay
not only them too. You got these
NAs as well.
Moroccans and these other fraternities and stuff. So what they do is they follow us. They monitor us and they mass report us. That's what the fuck they do. They come up and they act like they cool, and then they love to say derogatory bullshit. You would think they cooking, and then in the midst of them cooking, they'll get to saying some shit that's not true. They do the shit on purpose, right? And say something to trigger people. So what that does is when, you know what I'm saying, because TikTok, right?
They be listening.
Was basically created in China, so this could be possible for us to do this shit, regardless of them getting money.
Inside information.
Now, right. So when you understand the reason why their lives stay up, right? The reason why that NIGGER little, you know what I'm saying, song is still playing is because they know who we are through indentured servitude. So let me explain myself real quick. When they know that we aren't the people who point our finger or go tell on someone, you know what I'm saying? That's what they do. When they know that we are fruits and vegetables, they POIs in it. That's what they do. Everything about us blocking out the sun. You see what I'm saying? So that's how they're able to get us fucked up on this app. It's them. Think about it. The reason why TikTok is going to shut the fuck down, the reason why TikTok is the way how it is and all this big old, all this bullshit. TikTok,
They
we
want
took
this
it down,
information.
putting it in the court and all that is because of us.
Yep.
Not
Yeah,
because of no
absolutely.
racism or nothing, because of us and the shit we talking about.
Goddess,
We
it's even
make this
deeper than
act.
that. It's spiritual. It's spiritual because they have studied us, and it ain't the white tea. It's a whole nother being. They have studied us so hard. They know it's like we're the superheroes. They know what the kryptonite is, and one of
With the
those
Avengers, with
kryptonites
the
is
X-Men.
the frequency. One of the frequencies
Hey,
is
look,
to
I'm
get
sorry.
us to argue, to get us outside of our head.
Yeah.
It's like that's why they come in, trigger it, and have us going back and forth.
Yep.
Our frequency goes low. It's that
Yeah.
simple.
But no,
It's
look,
really that simple.
it's only if we let them. But mother, you remember what I was?
Yeah, if you let them.
Okay, I know you do too, indigenous and y'all. When y'all remember, right? When it come to these people, okay, what about Moses, right? Because Moses got many names. Because we already know it's Moshe. But I'm just saying, when he went into Mount Sinai, you know, they say when it comes to the 42 laws of Mott and who stole them, right? Why would you come down with only 10 commandments? Number one. And not only 10 commandments, how you gonna command?
Exactly.
So
The
they
way
took
they got it.
the book,
No, that hospital that the elite go to. Ain't
Yeah.
that called Mount Sinai?
I was born in the Mount Sinai
Guess
Hospital in
what?
Chicago.
Guess what?
That's that
Wait,
one.
wait, wait. What about the hospital? Go ahead. Say it again.
That's one of them elite hospitals that they do all that stuff at with the celebrities and all that inside the industry.
So
That's very interesting. I
you
was
know the
born in the
wine
Mount
that
Sinai.
my bad indigenous
Yeah,
the wine that Queen Elizabeth was carrying, you know, that was a Hollywood, right? And then on top of that, right, when you realize that, and how do you turn a god into the opposite? And then how do you turn the book of living into the book of the unalive? You put everything in reverse.
Reverse, exactly.
How do you play checkers? How you play checkers? I'm sorry, y'all. How you play checkers? You see how they always show you. I'm sorry. They always show you this board, and they say that this is a checkerboard, right? But they're teaching you that it's checkers, but it's really chess,
right?
Right.
Black and white. Black and white.
Right. Hold on. So how you play chess is you play it that way. You tell everybody you're playing checkers, but you play chess. But what is the goal of chess? Whoever
the queen, whoever gets
exactly
queen, not
so
the not now.
When you look into, I'm sorry, y'all.
Go ahead.
When you look into the women's rights movement, and not just them, everything that they did in order to take over the patriarch, they had to focus on. In order to take over the matriarch, they had to take the patriarch.
Yep.
Do you get what I'm saying? So when it comes to taking the patriarch, now we should understand what and who we were. We live by a matriarchal. Everybody knows that. But you remove the king from the homeland.
Yep.
You remove him just like they removed the Black Panthers.
Of the matriarch.
Our king.
Yes. Our sons, right? So you remove them from the homeland. So who's left to protect the homeland? That's how you understand the Trail of Tears was mostly women, children, and old folks being alive. So these motherfuckers worked on the Apostle Peter, the Saint Peter, the Peter Pan motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And what did he do?
Spirit, though. It was a spirit. We was breaking our man's spirit.
But hold on. Yes, but what? Okay, so they always talk about Peter Pan in a goddamn cartoon, right?
Right.
But how's he's flying through these children windows, taking them from their crib and taking them to the Never Land?
That sounds like something diabolical.
Huh?
That sounds like something diabolical right
what
there.
They doing
Right.
there, that's
So,
what it sound like.
but think about what the Never Land is. I looked into it, and the Never Land is the Vatican. So, yes. So
the
when you
babies, the kids.
What do they call them? Receipt guards.
Okay. The babies, the kids.
Boy, it's the same thing that happened in Atlanta.
Yes. Ooh.
And you
And
you
that's
already
the
know
thing.
Buckingham Palace had an underground, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. That's what they was
Yes.
doing all they eating.
I still got that video of that
Yeah,
little
that's
boy
what they
trying
was
to
doing
escape
all
and
that
fail.
eating
You
of
feel me?
children. And remember, I told you the draconian Queen Elizabeth ate the real one.
But
Right.
really, they're not reptilian people. They're pig people.
Ooh.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? Ain't nothing
That's right.
Well,
green
I always say
about them.
pigmentated.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I
You
was
are
about
what you eat, baby.
to say that's
Right.
his weird be.
Pigmentated.
I
You say, Darby?
said that's his weird be reptilian based people.
Mm-mm.
A lot of people don't know that.
But we have to take heed. Like every saying means something when they say you are what you eat. You literally
Yes.
take on the characteristics
So,
of that swine, of
right.
that
Yep.
animal.
So think about the people who don't eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, peep game. We ain't supposed to eat it in the first place.
No, we not.
But think about the people who do. Why wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
they want to do that? Because they would be consuming themselves. I'm just keeping
Exactly.
it 100.
Parasites consume what? Parasites.
Right. So when you understand who these people are, they all got many names.
They sure
They
do.
are they are in every religion.
Yep.
They have infiltrated all of us, right? But each and every one of them don't want they benefit off of begging.
Right.
Basically making it seem like they poor, making it seem like they're your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Peace and friendship and shit.
And wait, ain't they the ones that say we come in peace, but they try to say the aliens used to say that on the movies, but it was really
Yes, we come in peace. But really, the
I
peace
come in-
and friendship treaties are beneficiary treaties.
Yep.
Yep.
Did y'all hear about the Annex Act?
Of Texas.
I'm gonna tap into that on another live, but
Oh, you know that.
huh?
Oh, do you
Did you know
said the
about it?
annexation of Texas?
All over the Americas, bro.
I was about to say. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, tell them, bro. Because
I know Moore's trying to do the annexation of Texas, right? Where it says like Mexico belongs to the Moors, but that was actually made up by somebody in Connecticut.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that whole
Connecticut. Tap into that. What was you gonna say about Connecticut? Because
yeah, the guy that made up the annexation of Texas, saying that Mexico belongs to the Moors and the Mauritanian races, like that's a story that a senator from Connecticut made up.
yes, but guess what? They've been acting on it. That's how they got Utah. Why don't Moroccans talk about how they're the reason why 90% is not being inhabited? Why they don't talk about that?
Hey, I got a land patent for Salt Lake City, Utah.
Wow.
Baby.
Oh, you didn't know that, Darvin?
Wow.
I got the treaties. I got the documents. I'm like, hold up.
I mean, their descendants are there today. We call them Mormons.
Yep. wait, Darby. I said I got a land patent for 160 acres right in Salt Lake City. I said they better hope and pray that Mormon church ain't on my motherfucking land, baby.
Think about that name.
Oh, I'm taking that. We getting our records back, baby.
Goddess, think about that name. Who you think sent them?
I know.
They're the Mormons.
I figured that out when I was like, why do they have our paper? I said, oh man, it's in the name. More man. I said, oh my gosh. And the ancestors was showing me the whole time. I was asking that question for 2 years, and they were showing me the whole time. It's in the damn name.
And then when you hear about the annexation or annex, you will hear about how these are the same people who were exited out this fertile soil. Where God is going?
I don't know. Maybe our phone died or something.
No, I'm right here. But it's a perfect example. I was talking about men, how much attention they need. No, y'all don't hear me? Yeah.
No, we're not talking about you.
How much attention they need. Real talk, I ain't trying to disrespect. I'm just telling the truth. I'm going to use him as an example. We have not just met. You, my boy, you been over here. Why do we have... You ain't paying no attention to me. Dude, you let me do me. Why I got to, resonate in every place with you? And we've been here. We've been knowing each other for years, but you just cannot handle me just on something else. I'm like, why I can't understand that.
Who said that, Goddess?
No, I was just talking about the... I'm in my own head, but I was thinking about the accountability for women, because men, they've always been there for us. They've always been loyal. They've always taken care of their families. They've always taken care of their women. That is the truth. But we didn't understand when the women changed, when they infiltrated and took them out of the home.
Look at what God said in the
And
comments.
took they said that made them insecure, took away they have to feel needed, but we took that away as independent and
TikTok always hates.
we have to take accountability for that because we are the mothers, which means that just like us, who resonates with the men, the aunties, sisters, the women of the family. They ain't nothing but your baby boy, but your nephew, but no disrespect, but y'all need our nurturance and our attention. Y'all really do. So if we are not having y'all back, or they felt like we weren't, especially the younger people because they don't know the story, they say y'all chose money over us. Negro, we chose to feed the kids because they were attacking them.
Hold on, sis. I'm sorry because the goddess was putting in the comments that somebody had violated her. Like they just somebody's following her.
Wow.
From every fucking page, and they keep. You know what I'm saying? Reporting her and shit. Like, that shit fucking weird, yo.
They do that. She's shining too hard.
She didn't even do shit. But she didn't do that.
But you get stalkers on here.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
You get stalkers on here.
That's definitely blew me. Oh, boy, where I even go? I guess I can end the live here then, since they want to do that.
Yeah, we could keep,
Yeah, I appreciate y'all coming through. The title, I said what I said. I'll probably come back tomorrow and debate this shit.
I'll probably go live in a minute.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared, Darvis. Got all these women around you.
I ain't fucking scared. Man, y'all know I ain't.
I'm just playing.
All right, I ain't trying to be on those.
Love y'all. Thank you so much.
'60s, they actually did excavation